I'm not just saying that.
Me neither.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Perry Richardson from Scriper, and you're watching Show Me Your Pick with Fruitcake Tony. Rock on.
That's right.
Nice. I'm just riding my bike.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome Saturday night. We're a couple minutes after 9 on Saturday, July the 16th,
We miss you, Sandra.
Yes, we do.
Show me your pick on a Saturday. Welcome Velvet Revolver tonight. Yes.
Yes. Been waiting for this show.
Yeah, but we're going to give Velvet Revolver some love tonight. A lot of stuff to get to. Tommy Charles, Brendan B. Squared in the house. Guys, we have got a big announcement here.
Nice.
We do. So, guys and girls, I want to show you something really cool.
Oh, look at that.
I like that.
So
I know that
guy.
guy.
We're talking about the official Show Me Your Pick guitar pick.
Show me
right
your
there.
pickle.
Yeah.
That's smart.
And
Yes.
they are
is
now
great.
here. And so
Yep.
those of you who win trivia around here will certainly be getting one.
Yes. Along with the other pick that you win, but that's just going to be a
Yeah.
bonus,
This
right?
is going to be a bonus. And
I'm
this will
gonna
be
mute
a
myself for
staple.
now. There's
This will
shotguns
be
going
a
off, so I'm gonna
staple
mute
here.
myself for now.
That's a popping pick.
So we want to thank Greg at Legend Picks.
You rock, Greg.
Yeah. Greg's links, Legend Picks links are down below in the description. If you want some custom picks made, he is our guy. Yeah.
Yep. Nice.
Very excited about the new picks in the house.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, new Charles Greene picks on the way, right, Charles?
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to have some made.
Nice. I need some of those.
Right on.
I can't wait to see
Very cool.
what Greg comes up with. It's going to
That'll be
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
It will be cool.
Yeah, so huddle up with Greg.
Yeah, he made me some of mine too.
Oh, he made yours too? Nice.
He made some of mine, yeah. I have some from him, which I give out when I do the craft shows and stuff. Big hit. Everybody loves them.
Yeah.
They're
Right
great
on.
picks. They're great picks, Brendan.
So we're going to play some 10-shot rock and roll trivia later.
Yes, we are.
And I'm going to show you what we're going to give you for tonight. How about a Steve Vai?
Ooh. That's pretty.
That's a nice looking pick.
And that's what's on the other side.
It's an Ibanez pick.
It is.
I went to high school with a girl. Her name was Stephanie Ibanez, but I think I called her Ibanez through the whole high school
What's
career.
that of
I'm like,
respect?
I'm like, sorry, I can't help it, you know. But
So
her dad,
you'll
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
you'll be getting this,
Nice.
dude.
Nice.
If you
That
win.
Nice, Tony.
and the Fruitcake Tony. Show me your
And
pick.
right. And yeah, so we try to include all the crew's picks in your winnings if you haven't gotten one already, you know. But I tell you what, let's do. Let's recognize the chat because we got a special guest, a very special guest waiting in the green room. We do.
Eating all the snacks.
Yes, we
having
do.
some nice drinks
Yes,
back
we do.
there.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. We made the backstage area nice tonight.
Who we got tonight here, T?
Let's see. How about right off the bat, Ed in the house.
It's good to see you, Ed.
Right on.
Hey, brother.
Dave Z is in the house.
Dave.
Nice to see you, Dave.
Right
Christopher Live Sawa
Christopher, it's good to
is
see you.
in the house
man.
tonight.
Man.
Which I have an unboxing tonight
He's in the garage too.
from Christopher Live Sawa.
Nice.
That we are going to get to. Brendan, don't let me
What?
stumble and
Nah.
forget that. So we got a very cool unboxing from
Oh yeah, well,
Christopher Live
I'll
Sawa.
remind you.
All right, so Papa Blue, I see.
Hey,
Pop,
Pop.
it's
Right
good to see you,
on.
brother.
LRM Guitars in the house.
LRM, welcome, bro.
Keith Campbell.
Keith,
Gretch
good to
Zeppelin.
see you, man. Hey, Gretch
Andy
Zeppelin.
Carson.
Andy, it's good to see you, bro.
Ben Coombs in the
Brother
house.
Ben.
There
All right,
he
Ben,
is.
it's good to see you, bro.
Hey,
All right.
Ben.
I'm going to scroll upward, and we're going to see who else we can catch. Dan in New Jersey
Dan, it's good to see you, bro.
is in
Oh,
the
man.
house. So, Dan, let me say this to Dan. Dan's a great supporter of these shows and this
Absolutely.
community. Dan won trivia over on Halenville on Wednesday night.
Nice.
About the Balance album lyrics. He won that, and that was good timing because these new Show Me Your Pick picks came in as I was mailing your pass, dude. So you get the first one.
Wow, look at
You
that.
do.
Woo!
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We didn't even get any.
So-
We didn't even get any. Dan, you
A
got the
year
first
from
one.
now, there's going to be a trivia question.
Who got the first? Show me your pick.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Thomas Santiago is here. Ryan
It's good to
Hall
see
is
you,
here.
brother. Ryan,
Nice
good
to
see
see
you.
both you dudes.
Hey,
as
Sandra's in the
always.
chat.
Hey,
Sandra
look,
Picorni's
there
in the
she
chat.
I
is.
miss you, Sandra. Hope you're having a wonderful time, though.
Yes.
I
am
know
sure
she is.
she is.
I've seen some Facebook videos
Yeah,
and posts. She's
yeah.
having a blast, man.
She'll be back
Good
next
for her.
week. Hey,
Good for her.
Sandra, always good to see you.
Yeah.
And we
That's
miss
okay.
you.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for hanging. Andy Carson is
Andy,
here.
good to see you, brother.
Tim Thomas is too.
Bro.
Right on.
Yeah, man.
All right, let's
Yep.
see who the early birds were up here. Still scrolling up. Tim Thomas is always early. Dave
That's
Z.
awesome.
Yeah, I think they'll still be dribbling in, but I think you got most everybody.
BC
Are you-
Rich 581.
DC
Right on,
Rich,
bro.
what's going on, brother?
No, I haven't seen.
You missed
Did we
Brendan
get
B.
the-
Squared. Brendan B. Squared right at the top.
Where? Oh yeah.
Third one down at 8:01.
Did we get to
Guitar
Ryan,
Man 45.
Ryan Hall? Ryan
Yes.
Hall?
Yep.
Yeah.
What's up,
Ryan
Ryan?
45. Good to see you, brother.
All right.
We love
So-
everybody in the chat.
We got announcements later, but there's a lot of stuff
Hell yeah.
going on. I'm not going to kick around any longer. We got a wonderful guest with us tonight. He's a great friend, a great musician. He's been on the show, I think, once or twice before.
Yeah.
Me and this guy have been to the same concerts since the 1980s until now, more than we can both count probably together, and in the same building, not knowing each other.
That's
But
great.
yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Tye Price.
Oh, yeah.
Right
There he
on.
is.
Yeah, man.
Tye, you're muted, dude.
It's good to be here. It's good to see everyone.
Good
Welcome,
to see
Tye.
you.
Nice
Man.
to see
But
you,
Tony, we have been in the same building more times than we can count. But the last building we were in together is the one that matters because me, you, and Charles had the chance to sit down together and meet one another and share a meal and a beer. So
Nice.
that was certainly the most important time that we've all had together in terms of being in the same building.
Hey, Tye, I reflect on that all the darn time now. I really do.
That was a fun night.
You know, it was sort of the beginning of my actual meeting. I met you and Tony at the same time within 10, 15 minutes of one another, in person. And it was the beginning of sort of my little YouTube thing that I've been doing with Tony, and you were the very beginning. It was just really weird how that worked out. We did it watching Guns N' Roses just kick ass. It was wonderful, wonderful.
They were great.
And yeah, man, you got a wonderful wife. Your family is outstanding.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, it's just
I
great.
think she's pretty cool.
Yeah, she's cool. She's very cool.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, and I heard so many familiar names that you were reeling off in the chat, and it's just so good to hear all of those names, especially my good friend to the north, Mr. Ben Coombs, who has to be the nicest guy on YouTube. It's always good that Ben's here. And I heard so many Keith Campbell and Papa Blue. Always good to
Joe Hervey,
hear familiar
what's up,
names.
dude?
It's good to see you, Joe. Welcome,
Joe
brother.
Hervey.
Yeah, we have a great group, man. And
Quentin in the house.
yeah, Quentin's in the house.
Pops.
Good to
Yeah,
see you, Quentin.
You see Keith Campbell, right? Tye and
I do.
Ty-
Hey, Keith.
Tye made this. I sent him like the little prototype, right? I make these little things, the whole picks and whatever.
Keith made that for you.
But Keith painted this,
Yeah, that's amazing.
so it's freaking cool.
That's
that's
amazing.
And he put a little dime on there.
We all want
Perfect.
one. We
It's-
want one badly, Tye. We
He
all
put a
want-
little dime on there, but yeah, paint.
Check out the drill
painting-
holes. Show Tye the drill holes,
Oh,
Brandon.
the drill! It's freaking.
Check it out. Check it out, Tye.
Like the drill holes are there too.
Wow.
It's like pretty
must-have.
authentic.
It is must have.
That's so funny.
Fantastic.
But yeah,
Eddie
we
Van
got-
Butt Cheek.
yeah, Eddie Van Butt Cheeks. We got
Those
we have
Van
some-
Halen guys, those Van Halen guys are passionate.
They're passionate, man. They make everything striped.
No kidding.
Yeah,
But yeah,
man.
no, we do. We have a great bunch of people in the chat, and we've all become really good friends, and that's why I love this community so much. People are so generous and so cordial and so nice to each other.
I had the good fortune of having a conversation a couple of weeks ago with Andrew, and
Yes. Another. Nice guy.
I echo exactly what you're saying, Brendan. I mean,
Yeah.
what a good community, supportive community, really nice people.
Blackjack Guitar Nut,
Um,
welcome.
And I am forever grateful to Dave Nesdahl for inviting me into this community.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
isn't it interesting how David's influence on all of us kind of brought us all closer in the last year? It's really interesting. I know you guys, a lot of people knew him better than I did, but he had a tremendous effect on me and just in my guitar life.
Yeah.
I met most of you guys through David Nesdahl,
yeah.
directly or indirectly.
And I
Hey, he was a great connector.
Yeah.
Oh,
know,
Hey,
definitely.
Andrew.
He is. Rest in peace, David. I miss David every day. Every day, guys.
Awesome guy.
Yeah.
Hey, Andrew's in the chat. 5150. Good to
I
see you,
really
bro.
miss him. I didn't know him as well as Tye or some other people, but until I got sick. And when I got sick, freaking Dave, man, he'd call me and just tell me dirty jokes like several times a day. He would call me at least once a day, every day for weeks.
Nice.
And I was like, "Aren't you
Yeah.
not feeling well?" He's like, "I'm fine. I'll live." So let me tell you this joke.
Yeah.
Dave's the classiest guy ever, but then
That's how he
it's
was.
just you one-on-one, and he knows it, and he's like, no one listening, right? And he gets very New York, and he goes, all right, you can't repeat this, you can't tell my mom or my wife. He's like, serious. He's like, because they're good jokes too, but you're like, not expecting it to come from Dave, and it's hilarious. Like his sense of comedic timing was just perfect. And he's like, no, I'm just busting your balls. He's like, how many hot nurses you got there tonight? He just would rip.
Yeah.
I can see why he was a good salesman, in the music business, because he could just riff on anything, and he had me like in stitches. I'm like, dude, you're killing me, because I had a scar down my chest. Do this. And the one thing he said to me, I remember one of the last things he said to me, is he's like, you now are one of the few people that understand me how bad dialysis is and how much it sucks. But he said it means so much to me to be with everyone, like in the YouTube community and the guitar community, and to do it. And he's like, that's why I'm doing it. And he must have been getting really sick then, because he would always start to breathe heavier, but he would call me. I'm going to end on a positive note. He would call me, all the time. And now I'll show you his amp off the air, but yeah, it's another story.
Dave, the thing that stood out with me about Dave is the one thing he always said, because he started his show much earlier than I started Show Me Your Pick. And the one thing he said was, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And
and you guys are doing so much of that. I mean, you're so supportive of one another. I mean, I've heard you reference other YouTube channels that you feel the audience would benefit by checking out, and that is a really ingratiating sentiment when that happens. I mean, Andrew produced a piece of content this week where he named some of his favorite YouTube shows.
Yeah.
I saw.
Which which was, what a brilliant idea.
Yep.
And it's not the first time he's done it, but this latest one, it had some content that I had never seen before that I immediately went and checked out. And
that was a part 2, I think. Yeah,
he's done that before.
Yeah, that attitude of supporting one another. I mean, it's such an important thing that we can all do every day without much effort, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I agree, Ty. There's a lot of sides to this mountain that we're all interested in. Whether it be music or a specific guitar player or whatever, and no matter how much information we could give out from here and that we want to cover,
Hey, John.
Hearing it from other people and other positive channels that give it scope is priceless. It's absolutely priceless.
It's true. And the thing is, and what the great thing is too, is
in the house.
It's not a competition. That's what I like, when people don't treat it as a competition. Like, oh, I have to get more followers than you, so I'm not going to mention your show. But Andrew goes out of his way to mention shows. We like to push Andrew's show, and all those guys are great. Andrew and Simon and Brad. Amazing guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been there.
Class acts.
A lot of these guys have been
All
on the shows.
acts.
It's freaking, it's amazing. I just wish it wasn't on so late. I'd be able to catch it more.
It's the only problem. That is the only problem. I literally would have to stay up an hour or two past when I have to go to bed because I get up so early. And so I just catch replays. That's what I have to do. Yeah. But it's great. The content's fantastic. These guys
community.
They go so flipping deep. They're nerds. They're full on nerds. And the content is priceless. Just priceless. What we love.
I mean, it was one of the things that attracted me to Ben's show early on, right? That I felt like from the very first time I tuned into Ben's content, that it was real, it was authentic. It wasn't pretentious. It was just honest, right? Yeah. And so then if you look at how things have, branched out from there, it's fun to watch these channels grow and evolve. I mean, I've said this to you guys privately, and now I'll say it publicly. I mean, what you guys do on Wednesday nights is it's outstanding Van Halen content. So all the Ed heads can tune into Wednesday night and get excellent Van Halen content. This past week is no exception. I mean, excellent stuff. And you've got John Conklin on your show, which I think, I mean, look,
You're talking about rocking John Conklin?
he's amazing, man. I mean, he's a great interviewer, and he knows his stuff, and he's
Don't
got
get me
cool
started.
guitars, and it's
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
stuff.
We love
Thank
John.
you, Ty. Thank you
Yeah.
for saying that.
We
Yeah.
love him.
Yeah. But Andrew has done a couple of shows like that.
Yeah.
But you're right, though, when
Yeah.
this is a great community and
Yeah.
everybody supports everybody. Okay? We're passionate about music. We're passionate about certain bands. We're passionate about guitar playing. It also about certain players too. And that's the common thing there.
Plus,
and everyone's wonderful. I mean,
exactly.
you,
Yes.
yeah. So
Well, plus, the other thing is, we like interacting with the chat a lot. Some of my best friends on Facebook and people I talk to the most are in the chat,
Yeah.
and I like that.
Yeah.
Personally, I like it. Yeah, that's really cool. It's really
yeah.
and that's something that we just love. So,
Welcome, JG.
JG, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man.
But yeah, Ty, it's always great to have you
Thank
on
you.
board. I know you're gigging a lot on the weekends.
Not this weekend.
Yeah.
I could skip the razor this weekend, and
I was telling Tye back in the green room, I have never seen him with a 5 o'clock shadow. You kind of resemble the guy in the Minute Work video, I think it was. Right?
Oh no.
Show us your shirt there, Charles.
Oh yeah, this is a
You
Holly
have-
Lewis.
you have
That's
a
Holly Lewis,
request.
you guys. You got to check that out. I would decipher some of those for you, but that's the
Wow.
beauty of the shirt. You
That's
got to
cool.
decipher it yourself.
That's cool.
Yeah, this is
Nice.
great. Thank you, Holly, by the way.
Very nice.
You absolutely rock.
Yeah, I've
you.
learned so much about music that I thought I knew from this community in these shows, because you think
What's
you know
up,
stuff and you're
Ben?
like, oh my god, I didn't know that, or now I got to look at this guy, or open my mind up to bands that I never would have listened to before. It's
Same.
like, thank
know,
God,
One of the my favorite bands that I've been exposed to in the last few years, I gotta say, I don't listen to a lot of heavy thrash. I don't. Ever since the Big Four, I kind of mellowed a little bit. I did. I mean, I'm still a hard rocker, but you know who I've been really thoroughly impressed with in the last couple of years is Gizmachi. I don't think, and I don't know why I'm saying this, but I'll just throw it out there since it's a show and everything. They're exceptional. They're exceptional.
They're great
And
musicians.
you've got a really good friend in that band, Brendan.
Yeah, I've known Jay for almost 25 years. I mean,
I
I used to work with Jay, and it's just so funny that he was the one that actually got me involved in the YouTube thing, because he did his show, and that's how I met Dave and other people. But I've known him. We worked together before my son was born. My son's 20 now, so he knows. We go way back. Actually, the whole butt cheeks thing was from him.
Yeah,
that's his fault. So,
but I'd heard that.
I love it, and he's such a humble guy, an amazing musician, and
it's amazing musician, Brendan. He's
very. He is.
He's an incredible guitar player.
Oh, I know.
And he's really, really humble about it.
He's very humble about it.
Throw it out there, but he could if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Real easy.
Yeah. He's a really great guy. I wish
one of the things about this community that I've kind of gotten into is thrash metal a little more.
Yeah.
I've kind of gotten back into it. And after meeting people like Simon Hosford, you guys might not realize he's a fusion guitar player on another level.
He is a monster.
I just recently, I'm going to say within the last, who turned me on to Simon was Neil Daly.
Yeah, really?
And
really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. You rock.
I guess I had been in a cave somewhere, and Neil was telling me about this Australian player who had one of his guitars that did a Van Halen 1 tribute. And he was like, oh, yeah, the thing's on YouTube. And I turned it on, and I mean, I was floored.
Amazing, huh? Amazing.
I heard about him from Tommy.
Amazing.
Tommy brought him up, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
And I actually sent him.
Oh.
I actually sent him a shovel guitar. Tye. I made a shark shovel guitar, and sent it to him. And he had plans to play it on a tribute concert, but I guess they didn't get to the song. They were going to do what was it? What were they going to do? Dirty Laundry.
Dirty movies.
Dirty
the
movies.
Intro,
So
the slide part.
the slide part of that.
Yep.
So, but he was just so appreciative, and he came on here actually and played a little bit of it. So cool to have something that I made, have him play it, and he's just an amazing player and a great guy. You know,
I geeked out so much on that video, and then I learned that amp wise, he was using a Gnfnr.
Yeah.
And so I called and found out which profiles go in there to make me sound like that, and I must have found the wrong profiles because I'm not sounding like that. You know,
I think he uses the top Jimmy ones.
That's that. Yeah, I bought them, and look, in any kind of, I actually used the top Jimmy ones on the Gnfnr trip gig.
Oh, really?
I do. He makes some really great profiles that are performance ready.
Mm-hmm.
And I have found his stuff to be. So if you're a Gnfnr guy and you're looking for great profiles, everybody runs to Michael Britt, and those are fantastic.
Yeah.
I love all of those. Or Tone Junkie makes great stuff too.
I had one. I had one for 5 years. Money was tight at the time, and I had to sell it. But when they first came out, I had one for almost 5 years.
Well, Tom, if I didn't have, I'm an amp cab guy.
That's as close as I've ever heard as an amp, though.
Oh yeah, man. If I didn't have a gig where I had to do something quick, or we weren't allowed to have cabs on stage or whatever, I would never have a digital thing. But and that's the reason I have it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So.
See, I'm not going to get into that whole like Axe Effects versus Quad Cortex, but to me, that's the only one that gets really close to sounding like a tube amp. I ran mine into a tube power amp, and I couldn't tell the difference if I was blindfolded. I
want to tell you, I think the feel of the Gnfnr is closest to a real amp for me.
And it doesn't have that like 3 microsecond delay, and which people say you can't tell microseconds, but your brain can tell it.
See, I've never heard a Gnfnr live. You know, been in a club and heard someone playing a Gnfnr. I've only heard it recorded, so I don't know.
I think live is really where they shine, and because if you're a Helix guy or an Axe Effects guy, or even that new Boss GT 1000, any of those, they're amazing. They're fantastic. For me, the Gnfnr was the best choice for me. And the first time I took it out, I was actually doing a side gig with a country band. And the first time I played it was in a House of Blues. No cabs on stage, in-ears, straight to front of house. I ran it in stereo.
Oh.
I had a stereo delay going on. I had never sounded better, and I was like, holy.
Let me ask you a stupid question, Tye. Now, when you've got the in-ears and you're playing in stereo, do you literally hear yourself in stereo? By any chance?
I hear exactly what's being sent to my monitor mix. So I can hear it. Yeah.
Well, that changes the entire dynamic of what you're used to and what the normal gig would be with just let's say a half step.
Does that change?
Well, I don't use in-ears if I can help it. I don't use in-ears when I'm running a cabinet. And like if I use a cabinet like this cabinet's got V30s and greenbacks in it, which is my favorite setup. So if I'm using something like this, I mic both the greenback and the V30.
Okay.
And I'd use a monitor if I'm allowed to. So if I'm allowed, I'll use a monitor when I'm using a cab.
Okay.
And because sometimes the rooms that I'm playing too, sometimes I'll even take my cabinet and put it toward the back wall. so that I can get some volume.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then that sounds even better coming through the monitor. I mean, you don't feel the air moving when you do, but you can get the volume.
But you get the sweet spot.
Almost. I mean, nobody somewhere along the line, sound guys won and said turn it down, and we have to turn it down somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where that happened. I mean, somewhere around 2016, 17, maybe. Everything just seems like all the volume dropped. I mean, I was doing gigs in 2017 with no stage volume, which is why I went to Gnfnr.
Well,
They took all the volume.
I remember
they took
back
it
in
all.
like 1980, let's say 81. No, let's say late 81, early 82, a band called the Black Sheep. You might know of the man.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard of that guy before.
One of the loudest bands to ever play the Whiskey a Go-Go when I was there. Full stacks, impressive stage volume, Motorhead loud, quite literally Motorhead loud. I remember that. I remember that like it was yesterday. And the thing that my kind of gripe is this: sound as we hear it. Back in the 80s and early 90s, when we went to a concert and heard live music, you could still hear really well. The quality of what we heard was outstanding. But it's changed now. Tremendously. I notice, for instance, I saw Poison a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. I hear they're stealing the show, by the way.
Say that again, Ty?
I hear they're stealing the show.
I heard the same. Yep.
It was fantastic. And they captured the same vibe. They captured the same vibe they did from 40 years ago, which I thought I was shocked. Okay. But the sound, they sounded so much better back in the 80s. CC, I remember a show that one of David's shows, you were actually on there, and you guys were talking about an early show back then. And CC's sound, when I saw him back in the 80s, and I saw Poison several times. I saw him a few times.
Sure.
I've seen CC play horrible, just a train wreck with good tone. He still had good tone. It just was a train wreck. And I've seen him just shine, and his tone literally was emulating the album.
He's killing it. He's killing it
powerful, now. Dynamic guitar. I've seen him do that live, and it's missing nowadays.
Do you think it was because you saw him in one of the biggest football stadiums in the country and not in a 15,000 seat arena?
No, it could have been that, but I've seen enough bands over time and places and stuff that I can make a judgment based on what they sound like now and what they sound
They're
like.
They're playing really well now.
They're playing fantastic.
They're putting on a great show these days on the stadium tour.
But the sound, what we hear, it doesn't seem to me as good as it used to be.
Well, that's because you're describing line array.
Now, maybe it's my ears. Maybe
it's not. You're describing an experience, right? I mean, when you go and see, look, if you want to go see, Charles was talking about Gizmochi's a new modern band that's really turned him on.
Yeah.
I had that same experience in September of this past year, where Mammoth WVH coming through town for the first. This is the night before they played Raleigh. The night before Tony and Charles and I went and saw them, and they were billed with Dirty Honey.
Yeah.
But that was last year. That was
last year. That was the precursor to the Young Guns tour.
Right.
Exactly.
So, and I heard an interview with Wolf where he said that show is what inspired the entire tour because it went so well. And Mammoth came out. They played amazing. They played great. They would be one of the new bands for me that has really turned me on. And Dirty Honey came out, and it was so organic and loud. and real.
Yeah.
It was, hairs on your arms standing up because all of these instruments are, they're knocking you down.
Yes. Yes.
It is an experience. And there are bands out there that are doing that. Buck Cherry is another guilty pleasure of mine.
Yes.
That they floor me with their live sound.
Well, when you add more than 3 instruments, you add an extra guitar, you change the sound. You change it. You add another instrument to it, say a keyboard, you've completely changed it. So what was so refreshing about seeing Dirty Honey, unfortunately, we didn't get to see WVH that night at the Ritz in Raleigh, me and Tony, but we got to stand right in front of John Notto, and he was playing through 2 half stacks. One was for his leads and one was for his rhythm.
And it was a jubilee. It was a jubilee on the lead channel, wasn't it?
Yes, yes.
Jubilee.
And if Ben Combs was standing there, he could have picked all the pedals and said what they were. That's the only thing I couldn't tell what all the pedals were, but Ben could have. And the tone. Now we had just seen Slash, and when you talk about a Marshall stack through a Gibson Les Paul, as far as I'm concerned, Slash's tone defines that about as well as anyone could. On top of that, we got to stand there and watch John Notto just lay it down in our face with 2 half stacks. And that is literally the first time that I have heard a tone from 35, 40 years ago recently.
Well, Charles, the thing that I find refreshing about him as a player, John Notto as a player, is he has got a 70s tone and groove. His amp is not super dirty. He's playing through a Plexi clone, a Marshall for his rhythm stuff. And when I saw him, he did everything with that one amp, with an R8 with a 58 reissue.
Wow.
And we don't hear guys that are under 30 years old with that kind of 70 soul, 70 groove, AC/DC-ish kind of rhythm clean.
They did a cover of AC/DC, by the way. It was wonderful, dude. It was so cool.
Yeah, he's an exciting young player.
Well, it's re-energized me. I've been bugging Tony. I have been bugging Tony to go see another show and to get back out there. Anyway, we're gonna get out and see some shows here in the next couple of months.
Good.
I know, and you're coming. We're going to be able to catch a Tye show. That's what I'm understanding. Is that correct?
Yeah, that'll be good.
I can't wait. I cannot wait, Tye. I can't wait.
Yeah, me either. Yeah, we need to line something up. Steve Vai sounds good for when is that again, Tye?
Sounds like a thing.
We'll have to Google it. Yeah,
so Steve Vai's coming to Charlotte.
Someone in the chat will find it.
Yeah.
That's in October, is that correct?
That's what I seem to remember.
And there's also Iron Maiden in Greensboro in the fall.
There's a chat member who would want
Randy Price.
Randy Price wanted to. I was going to give him a shout out. Randy, if you're hearing this, brother,
any relation?
Me and Tony were talking about hooking up with you at the show and at least saying hello and everything.
We're going
to look up with Randy. Randy is down near Utah somewhere.
Is he really?
Maybe he's a distant cousin.
Yeah.
Tye, I live on Price Lane. Any relation?
I got a price chopper across the street. No, I'm done.
There he is.
But
nice to see you, Randy.
Right on, Randy.
Yeah,
Randy. Randy, what city are you in?
In Rollville.
Maiden.
He's in Maidenville.
I'm kidding. It's in Maiden. He's talking about seeing Maiden. I'm missing them.
Tell you what, let's do.
Loganville,
it's getting 10 till. I'm going to do an unboxing as we do trivia. If you want to play trivia tonight, let us know. 10-shot rock and roll trivia against me, Charles Greene, will be
Charles is the
reading the
question master.
questions.
Yes. Yes.
Sandra's
We got
on
some good ones.
vacation.
I got some good ones.
Yeah,
So
T,
what
do that unboxing.
we're going to fetch a player. If you want to play, let it be known in the chat. We'd like to have somebody who hadn't played before. Like to, but not necessary. I'm going to give somebody one of these along with that Steve Vai pick.
If we
Speaking of
can't-
Steve Vai.
If we can't get someone new, Sal's already chomping at the bit because he said he's in his garage this time.
He's got internet. He's got internet.
Now
Tye,
I've got
Tye, he's tried a couple times to come in, and his connection's horrible. But if he's in his garage, it's perfect. So that's what we would joke about.
I
But-
feel for him. I used to have that.
Sorry to cut you off, T. What do you got?
so why don't we, speaking of Christopher Live Sour,
Yeah, open that up, man.
I got an unboxing.
Yeah,
Let me find a
let's do
proper.
that.
Let's do it like this. Christopher Live Sour sent a couple. Now, if you would let me know in the chat, Mr. Sour, who these guitar picks are from. Let me show you the first one.
Nice. That's cool. That's a cool
It's
logo.
very cool.
Let me show you the back. Let me see what he's typed. Now, this is from who is Cassandra Carson.
Lead singer
She
of
was
Palandra. That's the he just put in the chat. She's the lead singer of I'm sure I'm saying
that
wrong.
was the
Palandra,
opening
Palandra?
band. That was the opening band for George Lynch, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Palandra.
Yeah.
Got it.
All
Thank you,
right.
Charles.
So this is from the George Lynch show.
That's
Oh,
nice.
Dude, that's bad.
That is
ass.
I'm going to show
Oh, I like
this
that.
on the little camera
Very
when
cool.
I show other stuff again, but this is from the bass player, I take it.
Hmm.
Nice.
Lynch is such a badass too.
Oh my gosh.
I got a chance to
Amazing
see.
player.
I got a chance to see Dokken, Tye, and Lynch came in for the last 3 songs. This is
Yeah.
And I went live in here. It was just amazing. You know,
So cool.
Was how recent was that?
it was about a year ago, maybe within
Okay.
the last
It's been about a
year
year.
when he was doing that tour where George would come in for like the encore. You know,
But to see John Levin, the first part of that show,
Yeah.
and then to see Lynch at the end. I mean, what
and John Levin was
what an
fantastic.
amazing night.
Fantastic as well. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
and Don, we all know about Don and his voice and the surgery and everything, but Don, he was
Sure.
great. He was fantastic. You know, I got pretty close, and and he was like fist bumping everybody. It was a great evening.
Let me say this before I click out.
Yes.
Christopher Live Sour, thank you, buddy.
Yeah, those are awesome
You
picks,
rock,
dude.
man. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, Christopher. You rock, bro.
Did you get new stuff
digging
too,
it.
T? Did you get new stuff, T?
Oh yeah, always. I got a bunch of new stuff
can-
this week.
you'll throw
but
that
we'll
in
get
later,
to that.
but-
Yeah,
Yep.
we
Yep.
got a bunch of Velvet Revolver stuff to talk about, and
Man.
and yeah, make another glass of tea, hang out.
Yes.
We got a lot going on tonight. We'll probably go a moment or two longer.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about Velvet Revolver. I am such a huge Dave Kushner fan, and
Yeah.
I just love his playing and freaking riffs and stuff, and it's just amazing. And he's such a versatile guy. I mean, he co-wrote the theme to the Sons of Anarchy TV show. I didn't know that,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But he's done a lot of stuff actually in TV and in movies, like soundtrack stuff. But what an amazing guitarist, you know.
Who wants to play trivia tonight? Any of you kids? Oh, you can't. Sorry.
Hey, Joe Hervey, it's good to see you, brother.
Who
to
wants to
see you, bro.
play? Who wants to play? We'll be looking, not this very moment, but we'll be looking. It's quarter of here in a few. So if you want to play, be on standby.
Yep.
We're gonna play for a couple of cool guitar picks.
And I missed them on that
But
2000.
you got to beat me though. You got to beat me to get them.
Yeah, you can beat them. You can beat them.
These questions tonight are not super hard. They're 80s rock trivia, basically. I'm hoping that you guys get a tie because I've got an awesome tiebreaker question that I've been saving, and it's a tiebreaker question. So
if they don't, you can still ask it. If not, they don't ask it to tie, since it's a tiebreaker question. But you know what? Going back to
I may do that. I may do something like that and show the picture to Tye and have him be the tiebreaker. We might. There you go.
So back to the Velvet Revolver thing. They did play Ozfest in 2005. When I got to see Ozfest, I was in Chicago. My wife was on business, and I was in Chicago, and actually saw Jay at that Ozfest because that was the one that they were playing. They were on second stage. I got to go hang out with Jay, and they shared a bus with Trivium, so I got to meet those guys too.
That is so cool.
So, but they didn't play that show. They played the last 7 shows of that tour. But yeah, so I just missed Velvet Revolver at that time. That was the only time I probably had the opportunity to see him though. So kind of.
I never had the opportunity. I had the opportunity, but I didn't go. A couple of those regretful things where you should have done it and didn't.
Yeah.
Well, they had such a short span, and okay. So,
hang on, Charles. Hang on, brother.
You got it.
We got us a player.
Oh,
Christopher Live Sour.
All right.
Be in the garage, brother. Need good Wi-Fi. Gotta have it, or we have to grab someone else, dude. We're gonna do this in 5 minutes.
Yep.
All
right. Yeah. Oh, so
I'll pop the link in the chat there.
Hey, Tye,
for you, Chris.
Papa Blue has the name for your next album.
What is that?
Tiebreaker.
Clever. Papa's always been a clever guy.
There you go. So the next solo album from Tye Price will be Tiebreaker.
That'd be perfect.
So Velvet Revolver.
Yes.
You want to talk about it before we do the? Is it okay to go?
We're 5 minutes.
Cool.
We're starting 5 minutes.
So what I liked so much about, I've always been a Weiland fan. Stone Temple Pilots, I thought, was one of the greatest things that ever happened to grunge.
Yeah.
That was my thing.
Yeah.
And nobody works a megaphone like Scott Weiland. Okay.
Yeah.
That being said, Velvet Revolver, essentially the way that I took it was this. It was the heart and soul of Guns N' Roses. And the difference, the thing that I found to be the most ironic difference in that band is the effect that the rhythm guitar player has and the way that it complements. Not only does it change the music slightly, but it complements Slash. And that would be from Mr. Gnfnr.
Yeah.
His original band was Wasted Youth, I believe.
Yeah,
Wasted
you're right.
Youth.
Yep.
Yeah, Wasted Youth was his band.
Dave plays very well with Slash and Duff. Yeah.
Fantastic guitar player.
Definitely.
You can definitely, if you listen to Wasted Youth and then listen to Velvet Revolver, you will hear background, rhythm riffs, very punk-like and very similar.
I love Slither. I love that Slither riff, man.
Yes. And so Slash,
freaking love it.
He's like a chameleon, so to speak. And what I noticed I swear this, I enjoy some of Slash's, God, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Tye, you got to forgive me. I'm going to say it. Slash's guitar work in Velvet Revolver was just as good, if not a little better, than his work in Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, it was. I will not disagree. From
songs in Guns N' Roses,
if we're looking at it from a
little dear to my heart because
from a technical, creative standpoint. I mean, I really think that he started. I really think that was the first time that we saw him. He was ferocious. As a player. I mean, I think there was a lot of pinned up a lot of pinned up energy. And if you think about the timing of this, you know, when we were watching, I was in your chat Wednesday night and watching Halenville, and Christopher Live Sawa said something very profound. He said, when Velvet Revolver came along, we needed them in rock music. And he is absolutely right. I mean, if you think about...
Very true.
Yeah, very true. If you think about what was popular at that time in rock music, it was not anything on the level of Set Me Free. I mean, remember when we first heard Set Me Free, they were still called The Project, and you weren't sure what was going on. You just knew that Matt, Slash, and Duff had something going with Weiland. Yep. You didn't know that Dave Kushner was even in the band at that point. They were going to do some sort of secret show at the El Rey and yada yada, right? But you know, they had that piece from the soundtrack come out with Set Me Free, and that was just it was on fire.
Is and that then, by the way? Is that I was making a joke with you earlier. I said I wanted to guess what your favorite cover to do is lead solo to do in a cover, Velvet Revolver cover. What your favorite would be?
It's probably not the obvious.
And yeah, interesting. I wouldn't have said like something like Slither. I wouldn't have said that.
Even though that's a phenomenal riff. And
it is, and you get to use the wah pedal in that solo, I believe.
It is a vicious solo. I mean, it's creative.
It's got all the elements of Slash in that solo.
There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot in there, and that that riff in that exiting that solo riff, is solo. It is Slash in 10 seconds. I mean, if you learn the last 10 seconds of that solo,
I also like.
Are you familiar with the song "Get Out the Door"?
Oh yeah, I mean, phenomenal song.
How do you feel about that solo?
Love that solo. Still not my favorite one.
That's your favorite one, though,
to cover. Yeah.
Now I was thinking it might be that the one they did from the Fantastic Four. I think they did a soundtrack. I believe that's what it was. The album Fantastic Four. There's a song called "Come On, Come In."
Yeah,
I believe it is called.
Great song. Again, great song.
Yeah.
I like Dirty Little Thing.
Yeah.
Dirty Little Thing's badass.
Dirty Little Thing is my favorite video. One of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
Favorite video. I think that video is.
It's probably my favorite
incredible.
Song, but Slither has my favorite riff.
The way the cartoon characters morph right back into the band and back and forth.
No.
It may be my favorite Velvet Revolver. In fact, it is my favorite Velvet Revolver video.
So it's a Velvet Revolver song, you said, not a Conspirators or any other kind of song?
Well, the Conspirators are my favorite project he's ever done. I mean, I think his songwriting is just at a different level. His guitar playing is just out of this world.
I think your favorite solo. I'm going to pick the song, Tye.
All right, do it.
The Last Fight.
Great song. One of my favorites. I think top to bottom it's their best song. Not my favorite solo. The song right before it. The song right before it is my favorite solo. She Builds Quick Machines is my favorite.
Really?
Nice.
Quick Machines. It's fantastic. But I just said to myself, I said, no, I was going to pick that one, but I didn't.
He did say you wouldn't get it. He did say it wouldn't be what you
thought. I don't know why I connect. You know, Brendan, something you were saying about the way Kushner goes with Slash. I mean, that song is an example where Kushner's playing these chord pieces under this melody line that Slash is playing.
Yeah.
And then all bets are off when he gets to the solo. And I love, probably the thing I like so much about that is that song has so much in terms of dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think that the wah tone on that song is probably the best he's ever had.
Wow.
It just fits so well.
It's fantastic.
It fits so well. It fits so they come, like you said, the dynamics in and out, back and forth, up and down, whatever. It just fits so well.
A lot of that's been attributed to Brendan O'Brien and how he began to put that record together. I actually think that album, I know it wasn't as popular as Contraband, but for me, it's a better record.
Really?
The band had been on tour, right? They had built this chemistry together.
Yeah.
I think the writing is better. I like the move where Weiland, lyrically, Weiland had more input into the. If he didn't have all the input into the lyrical content of that record, then he had 90% of it. I know that there was some wrestling there. I just finished reading Matt Soren's book, and he addressed some of that. Some of the tensions.
He was out of the band by 2008, I believe. Isn't that when he left?
They played their last show in Amsterdam in 2008. Yeah.
So he was kind of, because they were dealing with a lot of issues with him, and that was a very turbulent time with the band. They were very short-lived, two albums.
5 years. That's it.
5 years. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, 5 years.
We'll get deeper into that after. Let's do trivia, so the kids don't. Charles, where's Sal in the back? T? Did Sal come to the green room?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you didn't send the link yet.
All right, Chris.
Everybody's itching for that Steve Vai pick, and they want the Fruitcake Tony pick too.
All right, Chris. Here you go.
This is that canned elevator trivia music, Tye, that StreamYard provides.
I'm just going to say it again. I miss Sandra. We all miss Sandra. Sandra,
Yeah.
I miss you.
She'll be back.
Yeah, she'll be back here next week. So we're waiting on Chris to hop in here, and he'll play against me. I'm going to explain the rules when he pops in. I'm going to check his internet and his audio.
And then we're kicking you out.
He must be able to hear you, Charles, and vice versa. So let's, here he is. Let me,
All 6'7" of them.
all right.
He's
so
a monster.
Ladies and gentlemen, Christopher live. Sal.
Yeah, live from the garage.
There you go.
What's up, Christopher?
Hey, dude.
What's going on, brother?
How you doing, man?
Good. Everything's good, man.
Right on. Good
Can
to
you hear
see
me,
you, man.
Christopher? You hear me good?
Yeah, I think I can hear you all right.
I hear you good. I hear you. Cool.
Connection looks good.
All right, so let me explain this. All right, so Chris, I'm going to leave. Charles is going to ask you 10 questions about rock and music trivia. Brendan's going to send me a text message. I'm going to step away and get more tea.
And Brendan, you going to keep score, please?
With
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
answers.
I got it. I'll
Thank
keep
you.
score.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Brendan is going to keep score. I'm going to bring up the time clock, and he'll control that. So, Chris, you can hear Charles okay? You can
Talk to me,
hear.
Charles.
You can hear me okay, Christopher? Good
Yes,
deal.
sir.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me bring up the time clock.
Bring up the timer. I got to reset it. I think it's, yeah, let me reset that.
All right, so you're going to be in control of that. All right, so
Good luck, Tony.
all right, so Charles, I'll step away. You guys send me a text message when
I'll
you're
text you.
done.
All
I'll
right.
text you when we want you to
And
come back.
I will return. I'm going to mute.
As soon as those headphones come
All
off,
righty.
you can't hear you. Right, Tony?
We'll give him a moment to step away. Good deal. So, Christopher, I've got 10 questions here. These are just general rock trivia. You should know all of this pretty much. And
No pressure.
there's no pressure. There's no pressure.
No.
There's massive pressure. It's YouTube, brother. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Am I okay to start, Brennan?
Go ahead, man.
All
Timer
right.
starts.
Go.
Timer starts after the
Time
first question.
starts at the first question.
Yep. Go on.
What band did Jakey Lee form after Ozzy?
Say that again.
What band
Jake-
did Jakey Lee form
Pass.
after Ozzy?
He passed.
Pass.
Okay, question number 2. What band performed the song Blind in Texas?
Wasp.
Correct.
Wasp.
Number 3. What band performed the song Eyes of a Stranger?
Ooh.
Queensryche.
Correct. Number 4. In the 80s, a handful of lead singers replaced Ozzy Osbourne in Black Sabbath. Name 2 of them.
Ronnie James Dio and oh God. Pass.
That's okay. We'll keep going.
Keep going.
The album, number 5, the album, Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinkin' Rich. It's by what band?
Warrant.
Correct. Number 6, what band was Cliff Burton in before Metallica?
Before Metallica. Megadeth. Pass.
Wrong. Incorrect. Number 7, Phil Lynott, the bassist and vocalist for Thin Lizzy, was from what country?
Ireland.
Correct. Number 8, what year was Master of Puppets released?
1987.
Incorrect.
86.
Correct. Number 9. Number 9. Ricky was a young boy. He had a heart of stone. Name the band.
Sebastian Bach. Oh Jesus, Jenny! We just missed him the other night.
2 seconds.
I can't think of the name of the band.
Next.
Number 10.
Yes.
The video by LA Guns in 1988 called Sex Action featured Los Angeles mainly, and there was a supermodel / actress who starred in that video. She's also a friend of this channel. Name that actress.
Lori.
Got to name her full name.
Oh, God dang it. I only know her by Lori. I don't follow her on Twitter because I don't have it.
I think we'll take it.
Right.
We'll take it. We'll take it,
We're going
Charles.
to take it. We'll take it.
We'll take it.
We'll take it.
We'll take it.
He's gonna take it.
Her name is Lori Tucker.
Lori Tucker.
By the way.
Lori Tucker, that's it.
All right.
That's right.
All
That's
right.
right.
So you got 1, 2, 3. You got 5. Those were hard questions, Charles. I got to say. But yeah.
Dang it! I know that name of that Jakey Lee band. It's got something to do with the.
Yeah, but don't say it now. I texted Tony's coming back, so we'll go
One
over
of my
that.
favorite. That first record that they made is one of my favorite all-time records.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Would have known that one too.
All right,
Yeah.
here we go. It's a tough one. These are good questions, Charles. You got to be on top. You got to be on top.
I remember everybody ran out and bought that Jake record,
Yeah.
thinking that we were getting a part 2 of Bark at the Moon or Ultimate Sin or something. Yep. And it had this entirely different direction to it, and I just loved it.
All right, T's back. All right, T. The number to beat is 5. You're muted, by the way. You're muted.
He's muted still.
You're muted. You're still muted.
You have to get all of them right, Tony.
Yeah.
And the
So
bonus
he
question.
got
Yeah, blow
5.
my doors
He got-
off, Fruitcake. I choked on 2 of them.
He got 5.
3 of them were
So
tough.
he got
I choked on 2.
Let me say this before we get going. Chris, thank you so much for those picks, brother.
You
Oh
rock,
man,
Chris.
my pleasure, Fruitcake. I
Dude,
ain't gonna lie,
you rock,
I
bro.
want to give back as many as I've won to you in my
Yeah.
time that we're together here.
Well, dude,
That's my goal.
thank you so much, man.
Those are
If
awesome.
I catch 2, you're getting 1, buddy.
That's cool, bro. Thank
You
you.
got
So
it.
nice.
Thank
Sweet.
you, dude.
That's awesome.
Are you
All
ready,
right.
And I
Tony?
hooked up that night. Trust me, I got 11. So
Oh, you got 11 picks? Right on, dude.
11 from I scored a few from guitar players in the crowd that from the earlier bands and whatnot, and I just kind of walked up to them and shot the shit, you know.
Nice. Nice.
That's why we do this show, brother.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Right on. All
right,
right,
your
so
turn,
I guess
buddy.
I'm ready. So
All right,
All right.
Tony. Can you
lay
hear
it
me?
on me. I
You
can
hear me
hear you.
good?
Yes,
All
sir.
right. All right, here we go. Question number 1. What band did Jakey Lee form after Ozzy?
Red Dragon Cartel.
Wrong. Question number 2. That's not the question. That's not the answer we're looking for. We're talking about what band did he do right after, Tony? Anyway, number 2. What band performed the song Blind in Texas?
Pantera.
Wrong. Number 3. What band performed Eyes of a Stranger?
Rainbow.
Wrong. Number 4. In the 80s, a handful of lead singers replaced Ozzy Osbourne in Black Sabbath. Name 2 of them.
In Black Sabbath, Ronnie James Dio and pass.
Number 5. The album Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich is by what band?
Warrant.
Correct. Number 6. What band was Cliff Burton in before Metallica?
Pass.
Number 7. Phil Lynott, bass player and vocalist of Thin Lizzy, was from what country?
Ireland.
Correct. Number 8. What year was Master of Puppets released?
1986.
Correct. Number 9. Ricky was a young boy. He had a heart of stone. Name that band.
Skid Row.
Correct.
Yeah.
Number 10. The band LA Guns in 1988 had a video that was filmed in Los Angeles, Hollywood primarily, called Sex Action. A supermodel / actress who's also a friend of this channel was in that video. Name that supermodel.
Lori Tucker.
Correct.
All right.
Hey, you know what? It's a tie.
No
It's a
way. No
tie.
flipping way. Really?
Even Steven.
Tony
man.
Tony picked it up. He picked it up at the end, man. I was
All
getting
right.
a little worried.
All right.
I know,
Okay,
me
so
too.
I want to do a tiebreaker, and
Yeah.
I'm not exactly.
Oh, you got a tiebreaker.
He does.
I have
Oh,
a
he
photograph.
does. He
I'm
told
gonna
us he
show
had
you
2
guys a picture on my phone,
Okay.
and it is from 1968, and it is of a rock star. I want you to tell me who the photo's of.
of them.
Now,
Okay. Hang,
what's the
Is this
best-
going to be first person that gets it?
I think that might be appropriate for this because you guys can look at it. But the thing I want to do is make sure I get the picture up correct. And what I'd like
So
to
the
do
picture's
with
from
you guys.
1968.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It'll take me just a second to get it. It's funny. I can't believe.
What do we say? Bingo!
What? Wait, Charles.
Don't
Before you
show it yet. Whoa,
Wait, Charles.
whoa.
I'm not
So-
going to. I won't.
How about this? How about this? They both get 5 seconds to look at it and think, but then when you tell them go, they both have to give the answer at the same time. That way, there's no time to say the same as the other one. You
That's
know
a good
what I'm
idea.
saying?
Okay,
Fair
so
enough,
Chris,
Chris,
me and you can't open our mouths while he shows this.
Exactly.
All right.
That's exactly right.
I'm
And
gonna
then I'll tell
highlight.
you, I'll say time, and then you guys can speak. Okay?
I'm gonna. All right.
All right. Okay, hang on now. Can you see that clearly?
You have to angle it.
Can you see it clearly? Tell me
Angle
when
it.
to stop.
Angle it
You have
down
to
a little.
angle more.
There you go, right there.
Oh, right there.
Stop.
Right there.
Who is that rock star?
No effing clue, but it's clear. Wow.
Go.
All right,
Jimmy
scream it out.
Page.
No.
I have a guess.
I have a guess too. You got Sour.
Who is it, Sal?
1968. That guy looks to be probably about 20. Let's go with
Okay. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Christopher.
Burmeister.
Say that again.
Lemmy.
No.
Wait,
Okay, so
wait.
you both got it wrong.
Can Brendan and I guess?
I'll tell you
Hang
what.
on, hang on. Let's keep the contest going.
Let me
right.
give you a
Chill.
clue. I have clues.
I think
Okay.
I know
So I'll
it.
give you guys clues, and I'll say the clue. You wait another 5 seconds, and then you can answer. Okay? Because you guys know this, and you're going to hate yourselves. Well, you won't hate yourselves, but you're going to be like, oh, yeah.
I love pub trivia.
Okay, so can you see it again?
Yeah.
This gentleman was in a band called Elf in the
Got it.
late 60s.
Okay.
The chat
I know
knows this. They're
Got
flipping out. Don't type, you guys. Don't type
I'm
the
not
answer.
looking in the chat.
I got it.
You got it? Go ahead.
Yeah, if you want an answer.
Yes,
Ronnie James Dio.
you're absolutely correct.
All right.
That's awesome, brother.
So there is your winner for
That's A
tonight.
picture of Ronnie. He's actually sitting there with a SG bass,
Oh, it's good.
and it's 1968, and he's in a club. I forget where the actual club shot is from, but he's in the band Elf, and that's what he was in his pre-Rainbow days.
That wasn't my guess.
Doing some
Was it you?
thinking. Wasn't that answer to number one question Badlands?
Oh, hang on a
Badlands.
second. Yes, it was. Let me
So
get there.
hang on. Let's
Yes.
back up. Let's
Oh, I'm
slow
sorry.
down.
I'm sorry, my bad.
Let's
There you
go through. Charles is going to go
Yeah, let's go
through
through the list.
each one.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
all right.
Question number one was, what band did Jakey Lee form after Ozzy? Badlands is the answer.
Badlands.
I got it
And
wrong,
Ozzy.
Tony, and I was thinking the same as you, Red Dragon Cartel, and I didn't even think that. I didn't even get it out. So
Not
Yeah.
a wrong answer,
I was
just
wrong.
not the one we were looking for.
Right. Okay.
So now the second question, number two, was what band performed the song "Blind in Texas"? MTV video. That's just
W.
in my brain,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Blackie Lawless. By the way, Tony and I are going to catch
who is it? What's the answer?
That's right.
Wasp.
November.
Wasp.
November. Blackie's
Wasp.
in charge.
Wow.
Yes, we're going to hear him play "Blind in Texas," Tony.
Okay. All right.
Question number three. What band performed "Eyes of a Stranger"? That was Queensryche. You guys got that, right?
Oh.
Tony, you didn't get that, did you?
Tony
No,
did.
I
No,
didn't.
Tony
Yeah,
said Rainbow.
that's Queensryche, dude.
I won the
said
Queensryche pick here, so I better not have got that one wrong.
So you got that one right. Okay.
Yes, he did. And there were a handful of guys who fronted Sabbath in the 80s while Ozzy was doing his thing. Glenn Hughes, Ian Gillan,
Tony Martin.
Ray Gillan,
Gillen, that's what I was thinking of.
a guy named Martin,
Tony Martin.
obviously Dio. I saw
That
them.
was the
We saw a
next
Sabbath
question.
with Dio at the LA Coliseum in it was called the Summer Blowout is what it was called. Damn. I forgot about that show. That was really great. Yeah, a bunch of guys fronted them. Those are the answers for that.
What's the next one?
Dirty Rotten Filthy Stinking Rich was by what band was that?
That was
We both
Warrant.
got
So
that
I
one.
got that one. Okay,
guys-
we
yeah,
both
we
got
got
that
that
one.
one.
What's the
I
next
can
one?
picture the album
This
cover
next
there.
one, the answer to this, if you didn't catch it, I've talked about it a handful of times on the show in the last year or so. Cliff Burton was in a band called Trauma.
Oh, I was going to guess Easy Street
Wouldn't have been a wrong answer.
because he was
The
in a band
band
called
just
Easy
before
Street.
Metallica was
I
Trauma.
guess so.
I used
So
to watch,
neither one
I used
of
to
us
watch
got that.
Lars
There we go.
and Hatfield try to poach him.
I
in
guess
Hollywood.
Easy Street was his first pro band, right? Easy Street, then Trauma, then Metallica.
Exactly.
In the original
exactly.
one they showed on MTV, he says, "Yeah, Hetfield says something to the fact that, yeah, he was in this band Trauma and we kind of had to steal him, like something like that, you know?
Yeah.
They
okay,
poached him
cool.
for 6 months. For 6
Yeah.
months, they were poaching him. Phil Lynott, bass player, lead singer, rest in peace. Then Lizzie. He's from Ireland.
Such a sweet guy.
Great
Yeah,
songwriter.
you know, fortunate
Great
enough to see him.
tone, too.
Oh yeah, man.
Bass tone and his voice.
What year was Master of Puppets released?
86.
This where you almost had it, and you said you went 80, and you said 7, and I went, oh, dude. Anyway, hey, Ricky was a young boy. He had a heart of stone.
Sure did.
Skid Row, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then LA Guns, that was a wonderful, wonderful MTV video. It played a lot on MTV. Sex Action, Lori
They're
Tucker.
going to be in Charlotte next month.
Mm.
And they're
At
going to be in
Amos's-
Charlotte next month, by the way.
At Amos's with Faster Pussycat.
That's what you're talking about. Amos is at the beginning of the show, Ty.
Is Tracy playing the Star guitar, the one they did for him? The new one?
We'll see.
That'd
Got
be awesome.
background noise, Chris.
So the supermodel actress is, of course, Lori Tucker, who
I gotta
also
mute you, dude.
played the detention officer in Hot for Teacher. Super cool, super cool. And then our tiebreaker was Ronnie James Dio in 1968.
Good questions.
Who was your tiebreaker? RJ Ronquillo?
Yeah. You know who I thought it was, Charles? I thought it looked a little bit like Klaus Meine from Scorpions.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see that.
You knew who
can
I
see
was
that,
totally
right?
off, but I could still see this, like, somehow it looked like this to me. I was thinking it was a young Phil Collins with hair.
Oh
Interesting.
wow. Okay.
Interesting.
So
Just something about it.
Christopher Live Sawa is the big winner
Yeah, very
for
nice.
tonight.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations, dude.
Yeah.
Nice,
So
Christopher. You rock,
Chris
baby.
is gonna get a cool Steve by Ibanez,
Nice.
Nice.
Japan,
Nice.
and Chris is gonna get the new
Nice.
Show Me Your Pick.
He's getting the very first one.
Second.
Second one.
He is, because remember, he Dan of New Jersey.
Dan
That's
of
right,
New
that's right,
Jersey.
that's
I
right, that's right,
snuck
that's
one
right.
in his package
Yeah, that's the
before
trivia
I
question.
mailed
a
it
year from
out.
now.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
his is soon arriving. But Chris, dude, thanks, dude. Where is he at? Is he back in the garage? Well, there he is.
There he is.
Thank you, brother.
I don't think he can hear you.
He can hear us.
Yeah, back in. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Thanks, dude.
Hello.
Coming your way, dude.
Hello.
Coming your way.
Appreciate it, Tony.
Yeah, bro. Right
Thank you,
on.
Christopher. You rock, bro.
Good to see you,
Yeah.
Christopher.
Yeah, man.
So that puts me at what? 2 wins, 2 ties.
3
think
losses or 2
two-
losses?
two
2
lo-
losses. Yeah, you're 2-2-2.
Yeah.
So that was a push.
Yeah, it was a push.
Yeah.
Yeah, you stepped it up at the end. I was getting a little worried in the beginning there, T. I have to say. You know, but
All right.
yeah.
So,
Really,
Chris,
it's all
Good
yeah.
push.
Thanks,
Yep.
dude.
Yep.
All right. So,
all good.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get to some new stuff when we show some cool Velvet Revolver Slash and Duff picks.
That'll be cool.
Yeah. That I have gathered up for tonight.
So Ty, how's the gigging been going? How busy have you been? How many shows you've been doing? And what's
Well,
the rest of your
everything's-
summer looking like?
Everything is back. So things have been good and things have been busy, and I'm glad it's back. It's it's a lot more fun to get out and play than stay at home, and
Yeah, absolutely.
so it's good. The rest of the year looks to be pretty good. I mean, the thing that has really surprised, I think, everybody is how many privates are out there, how many private events are available, and people are booking them on all kinds of levels. From big bands playing. I mean, I saw online last week, I guess on Twitter or something, Eddie Trunk was at a private event with Sammy Hagar. I mean, so somebody hired Sammy Hagar in the Circle to play a private party
like that
in somebody's backyard.
That's awesome.
I mean,
that's so Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
I mean, can you imagine, like, hey, we're going to throw a party this weekend in the backyard, and we hired this band.
Dude, that would freak you out if you're like going, I got to go to this party. I don't really know if I want to go. And you go and the circles there. Oh my god!
Oh my god! And I saw where like Lynch opened up the show. I mean, I mean, that's phenomenal.
That is craziness. Wow. That is awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
Is there anything you're interested to see over the summer that you think's coming up?
Well, I mean, I definitely would. If Vi's touring, I want to see Vi. I would love to see. I don't know how many of you guys saw this, but there's a really kind of John Petrucci's doing some solo shows, and he's got Mike Portnoy playing drums.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Yeah, big market stuff like New York, Boston, and maybe Philly is the third market. I'm not sure.
That's cool.
And then there's it just so happens that at the end of August, I'm going to have a chance to. I'm playing not too far away from a festival that's taking place in Gatlinburg. That I'm playing the night before. Mm-hmm. And then the festival starts on a Friday. Mm-hmm. And then Friday is like the guitar day. I mean, there's I'm going to get to see.
What's the name of that event? Something on the mountain.
Monsters on the Mountain.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Gatlinburg.
Right.
Really? So yeah, and Friday it's got a bunch of great guitar players playing. Yngwie, Nuno.
Nice.
Tom Kiefer band. Man, if you guys have not seen his solo band.
Yeah, he's awesome. I still love Cinderella.
Pretty phenomenal. Yeah. And Richie Kotzen's playing that day too.
Oh,
so,
cool.
Yeah.
Really?
Wow. That's
they've had that event up there, Charles, a couple of years or so.
I've heard about it, but never attended.
Yeah, it's not very old. It's not like the M3 or it's not too far away,
No, and I'm going to be in that direction anyway, so it'll be nice.
Gatlinburg in the fall is lovely.
Yeah, before the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Holly.
Cool.
I just pulled the chat window up, and Holly said that Nerd Halen was playing that. I did. I traded text messages with Caleb earlier this week about that. So, yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
Cool. Good deal, man.
So when will your band, Tye? When are you guys going to play Charlotte again?
I think it's the first weekend of December. I'll send you a text. I'll get you a text, and then I'll grab you a couple of tickets.
Ooh.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
Nice.
But you've seen the real thing in the last year. So
but Tye,
we'll fall in the shadow of comparison.
I want to see you and your band kick some ass. That's what I want to see.
You're a humble guy,
and
Tye.
it's Christmas. My God, we're getting it for Christmas, Tony.
Plus, Tye, the next best thing to seeing your kids do something awesome is to see one of your friends do something awesome. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No. Thank you. Thank you for that.
It's not like I don't like the music. Like, that's the icing on the cake is that I love the music too, But
people say to me, Tommy, they say, your kids are lucky because they got a cool dad, and I love when I hear that. No. I stand corrected. Tye's kids have the coolest dad.
I know, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I can assure you that they do not walk around here thinking
they
I'm a
don't
cool
think
guy.
That, right?
They need a talking to because they should.
Our kids never do. They never do.
Quick question, Tye. Do they look and see like the Friedman name and go? They say Friedman. Like, why is there three of them? Like, I can see now I would get crap from like a girlfriend or from my, ex-wife when I was married. Like different handbags. No, this is a clutch bag, or this is a big bag, or this is a tote bag. Now I can kind of understand that and back off next time that happens, because like, this is like a fly rig. This is like a club head. This is like the outside 100-watt head, for the gig. Like, you understand more of the intricacies. Excuse me, I can't even say it now.
You're exactly right. And my wife, God bless her, she's just been putting up with this for so long that it's just become more of the norm. Yeah. But I constantly get, when she sees a box that shows up with that logo on it, I mean, she just knows it's just it's another one. And they just kind of multiply. Like the first one that I got was this is a Pink Taco PT20.
Yeah.
So it's a single channel BE
channel, right?
Yeah, 20 watt. Perfect. I was running it through a 112 Sur cab when I got it, because it was for really small rooms. And then I heard a small box, and I had to get the small box.
That's
and
my
the small
favorite one.
That's a small box 50, isn't it?
This is a small box 50 right here.
Gotcha.
That's my favorite one he makes.
And when I grabbed that, when I grabbed it, I had been talking to. Dave Friedman is a very accessible guy. I mean, to be as busy as he is, if anybody shoots him an email, he will get back to you in a very timely manner. And I had a project that was going on, and I was on a country gig, and I was using his clean platform, a Books and Betty. Which oh my gosh, I was doing a country gig with a Strat, a Books and Betty, and a King of Tone. Oh man, it was an amazing rig. And I started shooting him some emails, and I was like, look, I'm thinking I'm going to get into this tribute, and it's going to be this GNR thing, but I don't want it to be this one trick thing. I'd like to do this and that and this and that. And he goes, and I said, I'm trying to decide between a B100 and a small box 50 and yada, yada. And I just kind of threw out just a bunch of bleh to it, right?
Yeah.
And he wrote me back in a very direct, articulate way. Based on what you're telling me, here's what I think you should check out. And he made some recs, and I followed the plan he laid out for me, and I got great tone as a result of that. And then this is a B100. This is like his flagship right here, and it's my favorite amp of all time. I mean, it's amazing, man. It's so good. And I've got a Phil X, and that's a super cool amp. And
it's like a 68, 69 Plexi that's like a couple tweaks, right? That Phil, like that. Wasn't it based off of that, like Phil's Plexi?
It feels more, I don't know, because I never played Phil's Plexi. It probably was, Tom, knowing how much of a tone junkie he is. It feels a lot like, to me, this BE channel in this 100, but it's tweaked back. And it also has it's got like a separate volume on it too. So like I can hit it for like solo boost and it pops way up.
Yeah.
So it's, that's a pretty cool amp. And I'm waiting patiently on the new Stevens. I really I'm a Steve Stevens nut. And
I would love to get the amp to go with the guitar.
I got one of those, right? I got a Nags SSC.
Gotta love the Kanai, all of them. They're all the Nags, but yeah.
Do you want to see it real quick? It's not really far away. Hang on, let me grab this.
I want to see it.
This is a really cool guitar. I'll be right back. Hang on,
grab it.
Next time, man.
Hell yeah.
100% I want to see it.
Absolutely.
I love his Les
Never
Pauls
ask
and all his
never
bridges
ask us
there.
if we want to see something, because yes, we do.
3 Friedmans.
That's just so cool. That's an awesome looking room. T, if you're talking, you're muted, sir.
Thank you. I just realized all
All
I
right.
basically was saying was they should make a bed and breakfast for guitar players, and it has every room like a guitar and an amp, different ones.
Yeah.
All right, so this is my SSC, right?
Whoa.
So
Beautiful, Tye.
oh my gosh, dude, this guitar right here. So I'm a Les Paul guy at heart. I'm a Van Halen nut, but a lot of y'all are familiar with my Les Paul stories. And I play a lot of Gibson guitars, and I've got a couple of Nags. And
Oh, it's so nice.
my buddy Jay had this guitar, and Jay's a pretty amazing guitar player himself. And Jay and I were doing a session together, and he brought. I was doing this session mostly. It was a rock session, so I was using a Les Paul Custom.
Yep.
And he brought a couple of guitars, and this is one that he brought with him. And at the time, I had a Rappaport, and I had I still have a Candy Speckle, and he brought this guitar along, and I was like, oh, I haven't played one of those. This thing is a monster of a guitar. So it's got like this, and you can see this big dent that's on it because I'm not very gentle.
That's awesome.
But this thing is a beast of a guitar, and I love bare knuckle mules, and I have a gold top that I tend to favor a lot. And we call it the mule because it's loaded with, and it's the most clear cutting guitar I have. These pickups that he did. These are not Rebel Yells. These are his SSC pickups he did with bare knuckle, which are built off of the mule platform. These things are so good. And notice that the neck isn't bound, so there's no binding on the neck. Big frets, an ebony board, maple top. All this is mahogany body, mahogany neck. This thing is a beast of a guitar. Tone Pro'd, tuned half step down, and I'm using 10.5s on this guitar.
And a Van Halen sticker on the back.
I saw it.
And a Van Halen sticker.
Yeah, mine has the same pickup, same
and a
setup.
Van Halen sticker on the back.
All roads, guys. All roads.
That's it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mine's basically the same guitar, but with not as pretty as yours. The solid front page.
Do you have one too, Tom? You have an SSC?
Oh yeah. You've never seen it?
Let's see it.
Let's
see it, Tommy.
Yeah.
Tony,
Take your headphones off before you go get it.
John asked if the neck was really big. I'm going to say something, and I don't know if this is right for me to say, wrong for me to say. I've never measured this neck, but I think that this neck is exactly what an R9 is. I think.
Mine is very thick.
My Les Paul standards have the 50s rounded necks on them. The one I use on the tribute gig. This neck's not as big as that. This neck is a little smaller, but not a ton.
Now, Tye, you prefer to have a neck that's got some substance to it, right? You don't like the super, like the wizard thin Ibanez neck so much. Is that true?
I mean, they're fine with me, I guess. I don't own a guitar that has a wizard's neck on it. But I think that those are pretty cool. I mean, I love Music Man necks, especially Lukather's model, the neck shape, the soft V that he has on his. I love that shape.
Excellent.
Yeah, I love it.
Very cool, bro.
Let's see what Tommy's got, and we'll shift this screen.
1 second. I was playing this today, and the frickin' volume pot broke, so I have to fix that. But other than that, it's good.
Oh my
Oh,
lord!
jeez, look at this too, man.
Wow.
I call that baby blue.
Yeah.
It looks like that there, but it's actually
Seafoam?
like a dark seafoam green.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And these
That's
are cream.
gorgeous.
These are cream, but the binding is clear wood.
Hold it up,
But
Tommy. Hold it up, baby.
the wood, well, I'm trying to get an angle. The wood was
that's cool.
slightly colored in such a way that the wood almost looks like it's a faux ivory binding when you see it.
Oh wow, that's
Wow.
neat.
This
That's
is the
beautiful.
coolest part, though, I think. I love these kind of touches.
Yeah.
Nice.
A little ray gun.
Yeah, it's all inlaid.
That's very cool.
Yeah. And then this,
What
I
year?
usually-
What year is that guitar?
I don't know. I can
Tommy,
tell you, I got the thing right
And
here.
Tye, what year is yours?
Mine is a 17.
November 30th, 2017.
Wow, you guys have like almost matching guitars, just
Wow,
colors
look at that.
different.
Yeah.
Mine's number 190.
Mine's 125.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, ray gun
Now,
blocks.
Tye, you've swapped your pickups out.
No,
No?
no, mine are Tom. We probably have the same pickups, right? I mean,
Yeah.
the bare knuckles,
SSC
okay.
custom bare knuckle.
SSCs. Yeah.
Yep.
That is so cool.
Now you said yours are jumbo frets. My frets don't feel that big, or maybe it's this neck. I feel like these
Mine
are.
are-
Yeah,
they're
Tye,
big.
yours don't look like
tradition-
jumbos to me. When I
Mine
looked
feel
at
like
it,
tra- Mine feel
Yeah,
like
they're-
tradition.
They're big. Yeah, they're
Hands
bigger
are
than
small,
my
but-
Gibsons.
cool.
I think it is like a real 59 neck. You know,
I
I've
do
only
too,
played-
man.
I've only played a couple, but I can tell you I've played a 57 gold top extensively, like for hours and hours, for days and days over the period of about a year.
Nowhere
But
near
then
as big as that.
No, that was literally like, here's this neck. It was literally out to here, like 1.5 times the thickness.
Wait, Tommy. Hey,
It
Tony,
was
will you put?
so thick?
Can you put Tom on there so we can see where his thumb is? Thank you, brother. Show us again, Tommy.
So instead of having your thumb like right there, it would have been like right here,
Like a 1/4 inch wider.
like 1.5 times this width. It was so thick. I remember.
Oh,
It was
wow.
Cool.
Okay.
The person, when they found out what it was worth after giving it as a gift to my friend, and he even tried to give him a legitimate amount of money back in 1991 or whatever it was, they said, no, we need it back, and they sold it for $15,000 and got a grand piano. That same 57 gold top would be like between 100 or 150,000 now, double or triple the average, $50 to $75,000 one, because of it was an all gold back from the factory. Even the neck was painted all gold on the back, and it had the, like Bonamassa's, it had the dark plastics on the front with like a real dark gold, almost like a greenish brown to the gold. And it was like they had screwed up something from the factory, I guess, when they had just started doing the gold top with the PAFs. It was not early 57, but one of the earlier ones in 57 that went to the PAFs. But it was a great sounding guitar, but it was difficult to play. That neck was enormous, but the sound was just like sustained forever.
Wow. Wow.
Sounds
That is
cool.
So cool. That is
Yeah.
so cool.
I know that this
Yep.
isn't a commercial for Nags Guitars, but they have figured something out with this, and you can say, well, isn't it just based on? Isn't the guitar in your lap based on the guitar that's behind you? Yes, it is, but the playability of this is different. Even the way the joint is. For those guys that have played Les Pauls and you got to make your way around it, this heel is just way different.
That little tiny cutout between the neck and where the body meet, is that a place where you could slide your ring finger in, or your middle finger, and get higher access real easily? Is that like their version of extra access?
But it's a good question, Charles. But if I put my thumb right here, even before I get to that, look where my fingers are.
Yeah, you're already there.
I'm already there.
Wow. And that's the design of the guitar. That's the
design.
functionality of the design.
And this cutaway right here is a lot deeper too. You know, it's deeper than the paw. It's a slightly different shape, but thickness. Well, I don't know how much. Do you have your build sheet in front of you, Tom? Mine weighs 9 pounds.
You're muted, Tommy.
He's muted.
I run 9 pounds. I run 10 through 52s now, but it's down a half step. It came through 10. Came in standard tuning 10 to 46s, and we talked about the pickups already.
Do they? John asked a good question. Do they stay in tune? I think it's excellent, John, because all right. So look, if you look at the pull through the nut, see how straight that is.
Yeah, it's very straight. Yeah.
You know, I mean, and I believe that's got to make some sort of difference. See how straight things are coming through this nut.
And the nut from the factory is, from the shop.
Yeah, you don't need a string tree or anything.
The nut is cut properly.
Hey, Lenny Lou. Nice to see you.
But Lenny, it's so good to see you and Mary, too.
I'm going to be totally honest. You know, it's I know that Les Pauls get ragged about pulling out of tune, especially the D or G string. I don't really have a ton of problems with that. I wouldn't say I have a problem with my Gibsons any more than I have an issue with anything else that isn't locked down.
Sure.
I do use the Big Ben's nut sauce in the nut. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. I don't know, but I just keep doing it because it just seems to work, right? And
sure.
I don't have an issue with them really going out of tune.
Right.
And I would say that with Les Pauls, I'm pretty heavy-handed. I mean, I'm playing. These guys are half step down with 11s, and I'm playing these. I'm playing this. You know. So it's pretty heavy. I've got 10.5s on this Stevens just because it just seems to like it. And most of the time I'm using the same pick with the Stevens. So I don't have it hurt. John also asked a question, what do I run on my pedal board? I got a couple of different boards depending on what I'm doing. In this gig right here, it's pretty light on pedals. Obviously, there's a wah that gets used the most. There's a TC tuner on the board, a polytune, little micro polytune. I use the / Octafuzz, but I really only use the octave side of it. I can't get the fuzz side of it to sound good. I don't know. It's me. It's not the pedal, but it's me.
I got you.
And then I use an old school Yellow Boss overdrive pedal for a boost. Old school. I know Slash doesn't use one, but I'm not him, so I have to use one. and I run a DD3 for delay. And and an MXR chorus pedal for the beginning of Paradise City. So that's it. With an original band that I'm in, it's a little more. It's wah and phaser flange starting to sound familiar. And then I'm running an Eventide H9 for delay, and I'm running an MXR for chorus. So.
I just heard you say the original band that you're in. You're actually producing original music now, Tye? This is something I've never heard.
This is something that's been relatively new for me. A little more than a year. I've been playing with an original band. Yeah.
Nice.
I take that back. I've heard this before. You and I had this conversation at dinner. You mentioned that you were thinking of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
that's worked out nicely, and there'll be an announcement coming really soon. And
cool.
Because there's a new record. There's a new record and all that good stuff. So I joined an existing band. And there's a new record. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
You can tell us all about it.
Very cool.
It's been a lot of fun. I play a Les Paul mostly in that band as well, but there's some opportunities for me to play a Strat, to play a Telly, which is fun. Yeah,
Very cool. I'm excited. I want to hear it.
It's great. You know, it's one of the it's one of the things that I worked on with Dave, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I would send recordings of the original music up to Dave, and I would say, well, what do you think about a Telly on this part, or what do you think about a Strat on this song, like on the neck pickup here, and what if chord wise it was organized more like Hendrix would play it, and less like Gary Moore would play it. And listen, Dave was a terrific musician with a great ear. Yes. And he gave me a lot of good advice and input. He helped me put my boards together. Yeah, Dave was fantastic. And on the tribute things too, you know, sometimes I'd take Dave to sound check with me, like, and I would FaceTime him, and he'd sit, and we always sound check with Brownstone, and he'd sit in, and he would say, you don't have enough mids. You need to, you know, he'd listen to it through this iPhone speaker of his, and he'd tell me to turn up my mids.
Oh man, shit, that's so cool, Tye. Man, well, I can't wait to hear you in the music, brother. All your band and everything. Now, how many pieces in the band? You're in the original
five piece.
Have you got a keyboard incorporated at all?
Yes, we do.
Organ by any chance?
Yeah. Well, it plays organ patches through. It's a 3 keyboard setup. So
I got you.
And he's a great musician. A very talented musician. And the other thing that's really cool about this band is that everybody sings. So
that's cool.
Well, I don't get to do that in the tribute. So that is cool. So
yeah,
listen, I'm an older guy. I'm not sure that I'm not sure that I'm going to write music that people really want to hear, but it is great for the soul to be creative with another group of guys.
Yeah, exactly. And when you know somebody, I mean, now that we know you, we talk, we want to hear what you produce. We want to hear what your band made, what you and your guys produce is important to us, because we're all friends here. We want to hear what you do, man. And it's going to be good. You're a rocker. You kick ass on guitar. It's got to transfer into the music that you write. It has to. That's how it works, man.
We're trying to. I think what I need to do next, in terms of being a better player, is really being a better player inside that song. I mean, somebody said it earlier. It might have been Brendan, or it was Tom. I think that how can I be better in the song, right? So if I'm coming out of a solo break, is that note sweet enough? Is the vibrato on the end of that note sweet enough? I mean, I think as players, we tend to focus on the flurries, and on the technique, but how is there soul coming through? We were talking about John Notto earlier. Another guy that I really love is a guy named Nick Perry.
He's coming here next week. I want to go see him.
Oh my God, the guy's a monster. And I hear everything that he plays, right? Like I hear every note the man
Isn't
plays.
it amazing? You hear about the blues, and it's something that in my guitar path, I've really overlooked a lot of it. Trying to go fast, I stopped and overlooked the blues for years. And you can't make your guitar tell a story without the blues. You can't you can't show emotion correctly. Well, there's certain types of emotion you can't show with your guitar unless you're playing the blues. That's part of what you're talking about.
I think you're spot on. Like if I listen to a Satriani record, you can hear the same emotion in his playing that you can hear in Carlos Santana's playing.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
It's a different. When I listen to things like that, it says, okay, if I'm going to where's my next step forward, right? Because we're all on a journey. We're all on a slightly different journey, right? And I would like to find some space in my playing that is much more emotional or connected to the audience. You know, the best compliments I get is when I'm sitting in this room here or that room over there and I'm playing and my wife comes in and goes, I like that. Play that.
There you go. You just,
know,
yeah.
You know, and
That's nice.
because listen, she's not impressed. She's not impressed with my Hot for Teacher solo. You know, she's just not. I mean, that just doesn't do it for her. But if I nail Still Got the Blues,
forget her, Tye. It does it for me, brother. Okay.
But you know, she didn't need to hear. She didn't need to hear me do that for the 500th time, right? Because it takes 500,000 times to be able to do it.
Happening with George Lynch about 10 years ago. He slowed down. He changed his focus. He slowed. I don't know any other way to put it. He went deep, and the way that he phrases now, he's gotten better as a guitar player.
I agree.
Players either get better or they get worse.
I agree. I was really enjoying when he was coming out with the Les Paul.
Yep.
And he was playing he was playing Kiss of Death, right? I mean, that is a monstrous riff.
And you think of it, if you don't have a Floyd Rose and you're not, if you're not slamming the bar and diving bombing it, he doesn't necessarily need that. He makes the guitar talk.
I agree.
With his fingers.
I also think that his playing, he's always been somewhat of an outside player in the genre, right? I mean,
very true. Very true.
He loves nines. He loves flat fives. He's always been a different type of player.
Reoccurring shapes too.
He does play in a lot of shit. But his voice on the instrument has always been super unique. And when I hear him transpose that to something like a Les Paul, I like what he does there. I'm more attracted to that, I guess.
Have you seen the video he does? I know he's got so many videos. The odds on you have actually seen this one, but you may remember the guitar. It's a late 60s Les Paul Jr. It's literally got more paint chipped off of it than the original paint's left on it. And he's just sitting there, and he's just plugged straight into an amp, and he's just sitting there just jamming. And I think is my all-time favorite George Lynch personal video of him just playing guitar. And there's no frills, but it's all George. He's one of my top three.
He's easily one of my top five. And
I thought it was funny when we were having dinner. I said the name John Sykes. You weren't even looking at me. You were looking off over here. I said John Sykes, and you just went whoop, right in there eye to eye with me. I love John Sykes. You said,
yeah, his playing. I've always been a huge fan of his since I first heard the Slide It In record, and I know he didn't play all the guitars on that record. I do think he played the majority of the solos on that record, though.
I believe he did.
But when I heard "Love Ain't No Stranger" for the first time, and that guitar solo, the
backbeat of that song. Cool.
And then the '87 record came out. It was like game over. I've been able to see him live several times, and he's flawless. He's the most perfect guitar player I've ever seen.
It's really sad that we haven't seen a lot of him in the last decade or so. I almost the other day I was thinking to myself, saying, "Man, I wonder if we're ever going to hear from him again."
I don't know. I keep hearing about this record that he's had in the can for a long time.
We've been hearing about that for 10 years.
It's been a long
10, but it seems like 10 years.
He released 2 songs off of it.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's all we know. And I'm not. He did make an appearance on a Gary Moore tribute record.
I heard about that. I did hear about that.
And you can find that on your online things. But Sykes is a pretty amazing player. One thing that I keep hearing about, I have very average size hands, right? They're very just run of the mill average.
Yeah.
I keep hearing about that he's got incredibly strong hands. And I heard the same thing about Hendrix. I heard the same thing about Van Halen, that their
Eddie,
hand
yeah.
strength
Very strong
was
hands, to the point where when he plays, he actually throws his guitar sharp.
Yeah, I mean,
magic of his guitar tech to get the notes tuned down just enough to where when the pressure of his hands puts everything in tune. That's magic, by the way.
Stevie Ray did it too. Stevie Ray.
Oh, Stevie Ray, yeah, that's another one, right?
hands.
Where they had these incredibly strong hands. And I was listening to a story being told of there's a channel that I follow called Big Hairy Guitars. It's run by Michael Nielsen, and he was involved somehow on the Bad Boys Live record with Sykes. He may have been the recording engineer on that record. Don't quote me. Just go to his channel and find it, and he'll tell you what he did. But he tells a story where he saw Sykes literally tear the top off of a coffee can, and he said the guy's hand strength was just amazing.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
Yeah.
So well, you know, his ability to hammer on, and when you hammer, I'm talking to you. When you hammer on and you can make the note ring out just as loud and clear as if you plucked it with a pick, that's finger strength. I mean, that's literally, a hammer. Bam.
You're exactly right. You know that Steve Rosen interview with Van Halen where Eddie's either playing clean, or he's either playing unplugged or he's playing through some sort of clean amp turned
exactly.
down.
Yep.
And he is hammering, and there's all this legato in the back, and you hear Van Halen.
You hear every note too.
That's all hand strength, right?
Yes.
Things that I'm not blessed with.
Yeah.
Slash has some good hand strength. Slash has some really good hand strength.
I was so impressed with Slash. This last time we saw him, you see him, he's springing around, jumping. You know how he gets up on the monitor and jumps off and comes across in front of the stage and he'll spring off of the monitor through the air.
He just makes it
He's
so
still
effortless.
doing that stuff. I'm amazed.
He makes it look so effortless.
He makes it look so easy,
Doesn't he? Yeah, he really does.
And you know you're great at something when you make it look easy, right?
True.
Yeah. You know you're great.
That's true.
Yeah, it bothers me.
He's got the songs to back it up.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I think
not
the
always
songwriting,
the best player or the best or the fastest, but the songs do.
And he's got so much more ahead of him, which I am so happy for. And it sucks that we lost Scott Weiland so soon, because there would probably, I don't know, there would probably be 5 or 10 more Velvet Revolver albums if he didn't pass away.
I mean, Matt's
I don't know.
It's pretty inflammatory about how difficult it was to work together.
I'm gonna have to read that, but yeah.
Well, Duff tells a Velvet Revolver. I think Duff's book came out like in 11, 12, 13, somewhere in that neighborhood, and he's got his own Velvet Revolver version.
Yeah.
But one thing that was common with Matt was just how difficult it was for everyone to get on the same page.
It's tough. I mean, you have all those personalities. I mean, it's a super group, so and you have all those personalities. They're going to clash a little bit, right? There you go. There it is. There's a Duff book.
That's it.
But they're gonna clash a little bit, and yeah, it is difficult. So I may have been stretching a little when I said 5 to 10 more albums, but we would have gotten a couple, I think.
Really good.
But Brendan, keep him. The thing that I was encouraged is that they split up in 2008. So they Scott had this big announcement. I think it was in Glasgow, if I remember right. They were playing in March. I think this is right. March 2008, and he says, "You're witnessing something special, the last Velvet Revolver tour." And you hear the crowd take this audible kind of what?
You're like, oh, yeah.
And then they're done 3 weeks later. They're in Amsterdam 2-3 weeks later, and that's it. That's the end of it. But they reunited in 2012, I think, at the House of Blues, and played a benefit show for a friend of Kushner's. And all that chemistry was there, man.
Yeah.
It was all there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, those guys, they began, the project was when Randy Castillo passed and they
That's
had the
right.
tribute show. That was
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
they got together.
That's right.
But when they searched high and low for a singer, Slash and Duff and Matt and Dave. But I think they were waiting on a named guy. That they even had I don't know if it was VH1 or whoever had a audition, send your tapes in or whatever, and got piles of auditions.
They wanted. I mean, they were actually. I think they were looking at Miles Kennedy after Weiland left. You know,
I've heard
That
a
would
bunch
have
of
been
names.
interesting,
that would have been interesting.
but you
Yeah.
can't replace Scott.
No, you can't. You can't. And it's there's not too many bands that you can go from one singer to the other and it's seamless. I mean, I'll say ECDC. Bon Scott to Brian Johnson's pretty close.
That was amazing. That was
All right.
amazing.
Yeah.
So let's because I think you're dead on. I think that's probably the best example.
Yeah.
But do you believe Back in Black was written after Bond, or was Back in Black written with Bond?
I think it was written with Bond and
About Bond.
But it sounds like a Bond record.
It does.
That Brian came in and sang on.
Right, it does. It sounds like a Bond record, like at I'm not going to say karaoke, but if it came on in a karaoke bar and we're like, you got anybody out there that they maybe sounds like Bond, and Bride comes up, but yeah, it's a Bon Scott album with Brian Johnson singing it. I really think it is.
In 1980 they couldn't come up and go, well, we got this album done with Bond. Yeah. We just haven't recorded it yet, so we're going to record it with the new guy. You wouldn't give the new guy a chance if that happened, right?
But they say that there is a version of Back in Black
with Bond singing.
Bon Scott.
I'm sure it's
singing.
out there.
I would love to hear it.
I'm sure it's out there. Yeah, I'm sure it's out there. But the baton was passed, and they're like, we're going with this, and this is how it's going to be from now on. But yeah, it would be tough to replace Scott Weiland like that. I don't think there's anybody like him.
So I spent quite a bit of time with an AC/DC tribute. I did not play the Angus role though. I played the Malcolm role, which is
Malcolm's my favorite rhythm guitarist in the world, man. It's
tough too. I bet.
It's tough. Was your tone?
It's a hard gig.
Kept a relatively clean tone, didn't you?
Yes, and it was very loud. And
not in clean. Yes,
it is a hard gig.
Malcolm was the heartbeat of that band, I think.
I do too.
But and that's a tough gig. But yeah, like he's one of the best, if not the best, rhythm guitarist that ever played.
I agree, man. I love the Bon Scott era of AC/DC.
Oh, yeah.
I love every single one of those albums, but for me, the Highway to Hell record is the record. I mean, I love Powerage, and I know most guys, I know that's their record, but but I love Highway to Hell. I love the songs on that record.
My top three bands are Rush is my number one, and then AC/DC, and then Van Halen. So I'll go with that. That's the way I go. I don't know. It's a weird list, but Rush has always been my favorite ever since I heard, first song from them, and then AC/DC, just like all of their music, and of course VH, all roads, right, Charles? But
all roads.
But yeah, I love those chunky driving chords and riffs.
I've got another unboxing. Don't let me forget.
Oh,
I remember.
Don't let me forget.
Brian Johnson came on MTV, and it was the very first time he hit the stage. It was just before the very first time he hit the stage with AC/DC. And he literally walked out on that stage and just screamed his lungs out. That's really what he did. And it was a toss. He said it was like a roll of the dice, and the crowd accepted him.
Yeah.
And he said that concert was just a defining moment in time for rock history. That tour, it was almost the weirdest thing, because when Bon Scott passed away, there's no way they're going to replace him in AC/DC. That's not going to be that way. But their new album comes out, and immediately I loved it.
Oh yeah.
The minute I heard it,
but you know, Charles, they hit a home run with Back in Black. I mean, an amazing album. Some say the greatest rock album ever.
possibly.
Then they did it again with For Those About to Rock. I mean, they did it again. Like, so we're sitting here saying Back in Black was so good they had to have it written with Bond before Brian came in. But all right, so they go out on tour.
They did it again. Yeah.
And they did it again.
And prove us wrong.
A large portion of the album was because it just had too much of a Bond vibe. The vibe was there.
Yeah.
But the thing I really noticed that was so cool about AC/DC is they are one of the top 3 live shows I've ever seen. They always will be. They're a choreographed rock show. The bass player and the rhythm guitar player work in tandem of one another like a finely tooled machine.
It's a heartbeat, man. It's a heartbeat.
And the sound that they reproduced and on the Back in Black tour it sounded just like the album, but live, which is always better and bigger and huger. But it was the same sound, and they did it again, and they did it again. And when they did For Those About to Rock with the Cannons,
amazing.
It's probably the best.
Yeah,
one of the top 3 best live shows I have ever seen. Period.
So Charles, in 2008, I went to Charlotte and saw AC/DC on the Black Ice tour.
Okay. Okay.
And man, they had a great young European band open the gig for a band called The Answer. Open that gig, and they were a pretty remarkable young band. Anyway, the unique thing about the 2008 tour for me was, and I've seen AC/DC live a whole bunch of times, but in 2008 I saw them from the front row. And I saw them in the what is it, the Time Warner Arena? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Whatever the arena is downtown.
Yes.
So it's a huge building.
Yes.
I'm in the front row, right in front of Angus Young. Those cabinets are live cabinets.
They are live cabinets, aren't they?
And my head was being ripped off. I was so close to the stage. And so close to those cabinets.
Your hair must
it rips through your chest.
I began feeling sick, actually. I mean, it was so much.
Wow. I don't doubt it.
The stage is this high, right? So I'm this high, and it's just I'm being knocked backwards with this thing.
Wow.
And I literally had to come off the row into the island and take breaks.
Wow.
Throughout the show.
Oh, man.
It was the loudest thing I've ever.
I've heard stories of guys who say, hey, I got to hit an A note on Angus's rig once. And there's only a couple of guys out there on YouTube who can say that. And they say that it's like nothing that you've ever experienced. But standing in the front row like that, you'd feel it. You'd feel it. You'd feel it go right through your chest.
It was incredible. And you watch Angus play, and he's got such he's an aggressive player with a very light touch.
Yeah.
You know, he plays like 8s.
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing 8s on a 24 3/4 inch guitar. I don't know how he keeps that in tune. I mean,
good guitar tech.
Good guitar tech. And think about how light that touch has got to be.
True.
You know?
I mean, he's sweating all over it. Yeah.
Oh, Guitar Man 45 throws out Motorhead. That's another one, man. I mean, good God almighty.
Right there. How you doing, Guitar Man 45? It's good to see you, bro.
It's good to see you, buddy. I haven't seen you in a long time.
And anybody that we've missed in the chat, you're welcome, guys. It's so great to see you. Rock on, man. Rock on.
T, what another unboxing do you have? When did you find this thing?
We've known about that, but I just said, don't let me forget.
Well, let's see it. Break it out, brother.
Don't forget.
Don't let me forget. So Charles sent me something earlier in the week, and I told him I wouldn't peek in the package because I've already opened like half of it. So don't let me.
First half
You want me
you
to-
took out the shirt that Holly sent you, the all road shirt. But that other thing should be something. Yeah, that's something else in there, Tony.
Yeah, okay. I haven't looked.
Tye, you
You
have to
want me
come
to
on
open
here.
this up
Yeah.
now?
Yeah,
or
open
you
it
want
up.
me to open it
We
later?
got to
do
have
it.
Tye on many more times because it's just such interesting stories.
R2, R3
And I
Lock,
love your
it's good to
take.
see
I love
you,
your
brother.
take on everything.
Right there, bro.
Oh, thanks, man. I've had a great time being here with you guys.
This is awesome.
R2, nice to see you, bro.
Good to see you. Good to see
Yeah,
R2.
dude.
Long
I've
time.
been
Always
seeing
good
his
to
name
see
for the
you.
last 20, 30 minutes in
Yeah.
the chat, and I kept
Yeah,
saying,
no,
when
it's
we get a
good.
break, I'm going to say hello to R2.
Want to
I've
see
been-
the new guitars, dude.
I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Right on.
It's good to see you, man.
All right,
Absolutely.
so I'm gonna change the view here, I guess. So they're wanting me to.
Yeah, let's see what you got.
All right, so the lovely and talented Holly Lewis, and it was totally an awesome idea of hers, came up with this and put it on a shirt. Look,
Yeah. Yes.
I like
The
that.
Charles Greene quote. That is the best.
right.
That's
So-
the best.
There was one that was my size and one that was his size. So thank you, Holly, for
You rock.
sending that. So Charles,
Awesome.
he doesn't know it yet.
Uh-oh.
I don't think anyone knows it yet, but Charles is getting something from me in the near future.
Mm.
He sent me this, but yeah. So Charles went to the stadium tour in Charlotte a couple of weeks ago.
You went to the Poison concert with the other bands came up too.
Hey, Motley Crue kicked butt.
Yeah, no, I
They
know.
really
I know.
did, guys.
Yeah.
Motley Crue.
And I have not
Who
peeked.
closed that night?
Okay, all right.
Oh, it went, Joan Jett came on, and I missed Joan Jett, Tye. Ah, jeez. Anyway,
Here we
Poison
go.
came on, then Motley Crue,
Nice.
and then Def Leppard closed.
How
Oh,
about
that's
that?
Love
a
that
cool
shirt.
shirt.
That is
That's
a
the
great
shirt
shirt.
that Bret Michaels was wearing throughout the concert. He rocked it. He cut the sleeves off. He can do that because he's Bret Michaels.
Right.
I'm not
But,
going to cut the sleeves off of this. Let me show you the back.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool, man.
That's very cool.
Nice, man. Rock that shirt, Tony.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right on.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Charles,
You're welcome, dude.
my bro.
So cool.
Charles Greene. Thanks,
Charles
Charles.
Greene, probably
Rock, dude.
the most generous guy on YouTube.
So, Charles, FYI, I've got something that'll be coming your way here in the next week or so
Cool.
pertaining to the stadium tour that you're going to dig
Cool.
when
Excellent.
you
Can't wait.
open it up. Yeah.
Cannot wait.
And speaking of the stadium tour, I can't tell you. Really, I can't tell you. It involves guitar picks that
man.
I can't tell you. But yeah,
Ah.
might be giving away some tasty treasures here soon.
That's great. That's
Nice.
great. We love giving your merch away to the chat, Tony. It's fantastic.
But Charles, you got something coming your way soon. That
Very cool. Thank you, Tony. Very cool. Man.
yeah, you're gonna dig, dude. So, thank you for the shirt, dude.
welcome.
I'm glad that show and that turned out like it did.
That was the weirdest story. That was
where
just the
your
weirdest
kids
way that
got
thing
to-
came
yeah.
out. I got to go to that show with 4 of my kids, and they got to see bands that I grew up on. I couldn't believe it. I
Yeah,
couldn't believe it. It was
That's
really,
awesome.
it was really fun.
I've been able to do that with my kids a couple of times, and
Isn't that great? That's about the
it's
only
exciting.
thing that's great about having kids, Tye, is getting to go to a rock concert with them. All the rest is downhill, brother. But those rock concerts are awesome. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It was so. At the time, my daughter was like 10 years old, and I took her to see Foreigner and Def Leppard.
Oh, 10 years old for Def Leppard. That's life-changing music, though.
Oh my God,
that's just good parenting right there.
Foreigner is my #1 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame snub. You know, I don't know how you write songs that great, sell that many records, and not get in the Hall of Fame. But she could stand up during the Foreigner set and sing all those songs. And the guy behind me was just like blown away with that. He was like, "How old is she?"
Yeah, yeah.
She's 10, so you see what I subject her to.
Yeah.
Man.
All right, you guys carry on. In the meantime, I'm going to show you some Velvet Revolver picks. How about it?
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Tye, how many times were you able to see Velvet Revolver?
4.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm 4. And the first time I saw him, Charles, I saw him in your amphitheater in Charlotte. It was no longer I guess at one time it was called the Blockbuster Pavilion. It
Blockbuster.
Names.
Yeah.
So it had changed names, and I don't remember what it was called at the time. But that's a great amphitheater.
It's wonderful. It's very comfortable. It's a great place. Concessions are closed. It's designed well. You can get in. You can get out. Yeah.
But you know, Christopher Lafsalis said Wednesday, he was like, because of the state of music, we really needed Velvet Revolver when they came. And some of that even got echoed into who they chose as an opener for that first tour. When I saw them in Charlotte, Hoobastank, remember that band?
Yeah.
They opened the show.
Really?
They're a good band, too.
Okay.
So they opened the show, and then Velvet Revolver. And I remember that they played the surprise for me that night was Wish You Were Here.
Oh, wow.
The Pink Floyd.
They covered Floyd?
Instrumentally. I guess Weiland took a break, and Slash and Company covered.
I would love to hear them do some Floyd. Hear Slash do David Gilmour?
I know, right?
Are you kidding me? How was it?
Now, it was great. The band covered Money by Pink Floyd, and you can go and find that.
Yes, I've actually heard that.
That's my favorite Pink Floyd song.
Which is a great, and they covered it remarkably.
Nice. Wow.
I just remembered that. I'd heard them do that cover. I've heard Slash do David Gilmour before. Yeah.
That's cool.
Wow. That's excellent, Tye.
I'm so glad live music is back, and I just missed it so much,
Me too.
Man.
No, everybody who, when the pandemic hit, and everybody I have a lot of people in my family who are associated with people in the food service industry, whether it be bartenders or barbacks or, food service or waitresses or
hit really hard,
cocktail servers. It's crazy how many people in the food industry I know directly and my kids know directly. And they took such a hit. It was ridiculous. And it just kept going and going. And they were literally having to retrain themselves to learn to do other things. And it's ironic because once things came back and the food service and entertainment, liquor industry, and just, in every major city, it's the same. But in Charlotte here, it's ridiculous how many people actually rely on.
I'm going to show you some new stuff here too while we're here. I got some really cool new stuff.
Oh, that's cool right there.
Everybody's talking about this band. Where are they from, Tony? Are they from Sweden?
I think so.
Crazy Licks.
I think what's funny about that Duff pick you just showed, where it says McBob says no picks or whatever.
Yeah.
McBob does that intro that's on that live GNR record that says, you wanted the best, well, they couldn't make it, so here's what you get from Hollywood, Guns N' Roses.
Let me get rid of this, Tye.
He was doing he did the same thing for Velvet Revolver, because he did tour with Velvet Revolver.
Yeah, right.
So he introduced them in a very similar way. And he would conclude it with, well, here's what you get from Hollywood. Here's Velvet Revolver.
Yeah.
That probably didn't sit well with other camps.
No, it probably didn't.
Yeah.
In fact, that's the opening I was watching before the show. I was watching the 2007 in Argentina, Velvet Revolver, the whole concert. They opened the concert with that.
There's an old Manny's.
Tony, did you see Guns in 06 when they came through Greensboro?
Yeah. 06 was with
Papa Roach
all
and
of 'em.
Sebastian Bach?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that it was. I was out seeing Velvet Revolver at the time, but I wouldn't miss a gun show either. So I would go and see that. And I remember being shocked at how good of a guitar player Robin Fink was when he was in Guns N' Roses. I mean, the world only knew him from playing with 9 Inch Nails, and you wouldn't think the guy from 9 Inch Nails could slide into the Slash role, but
nope, I didn't expect that at all.
He played it very well.
Tony, is that from your new favorite band?
It is his favorite band.
Yeah, Tye, you didn't know this, but Tony is like a huge Rammstein fan now.
Huge. I come into the green room and it's playing in the background. I don't know what to say.
I love Rammstein.
It's just a joke. We're just joking.
Except for me, because I really love Rammstein.
I like them too, man. I really do.
So do I.
The keyboard player on the treadmill. How can you get better than that? That just
right.
The best.
Right. But
Guitar Man 45 says he never missed a Rush show. Did you know when you were watching Rush on that last tour? Did you feel like it was the last tour? I mean,
I have to say, and it kills me to say this, but I missed that show, the last show.
Wow,
the last tour.
So sad for you, Brendan.
I missed the last tour. I've seen them probably a dozen times. You know, they're my favorite band, but I haven't seen them like CK, who we miss and we haven't seen in a while. He's been ill. He's seen them 156 times.
Good Lord.
Rush, yeah. So, I mean, he's the ultimate Rush guy, but yeah, it killed me. I was on vacation, and if I wanted to go see the show that was nearest, it would have been a 5 or 6 hour drive. I probably should have done it. If I would have, you don't have hindsight, but yeah, it's that was such a loss. And yeah, I know that Alex and Geddy want to play new music, but it'll never be Rush.
These are from the latest Skid Row run in Vegas.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
What do you think about the new music with the new singer?
Yeah. I mean, if they get behind it and keep making it, I
think he's a pretty impressive singer.
I have mixed feelings about it, but the vibe I'm getting is they're trying to create a new thing. They're making it a new thing now, and because it's very hard for me to even think of Skid Row without Sebastian Bach. I don't even not even in my wheelhouse.
It's time.
But on that note, it's fresh and new what they've got, and he's a phenomenal singer. He's not a Sebastian Bach though. Sebastian Bach reminded me a lot of Kevin Dubrow. He's got these pipes almost like he doesn't even need a microphone. So, but I hope it works out really good. It's good music. And it rocks. It totally rocks.
Tony, what's the weight of that pick right there, the Bart Wash pick?
It feels like a 1.0. Tye, I've saved the best for last because you're going to like this. And I want to ask you about an interview that you did. Huh. But let me show a couple of more picks here.
Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Luke uses
tiny.
These little,
they're tiny.
It's like a Jazz 3 almost.
Yeah, Luke's used these
his
whole
drops.
career.
Yeah.
All right, so this band, and maybe you guys can help me out on this. Rated X. Do you remember Rated X? Joe Lynn Turner sang.
I do not.
They had a couple guitar players.
You just said a name of a band, and Racer X, heard of Racer X, but no.
Yeah.
Rated X, and I want to say back in the 80s.
Joe Lynn Turner's a heck of a singer.
Yeah, but he sang in this band, Rated X.
Hmm.
All right. So, Tye, now you and Dave Nesdahl
Mm-hmm.
did an interview about a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
a wonderful interview, and most of us watched it live in the chat, but you had this guy
Uh-huh.
on,
Sure did.
and I've never had one of these, and now I have a couple of these.
That's very cool. And he is a heck of a nice guy. And what a professional he is to be able to step into those gigs the way he was asked to step into them and under the conditions that he had to step into them. And if you've watched any of the footage of him playing in Def Leppard, where the guy's not just playing guitar, but he's singing too. It's remarkable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Steve Brown is who we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So we watched the episode that Dave and you had that night, and that was such a cool interview and a cool show, Tye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's one of the really memorable ones. You know, Dave had a friendly relationship. He was on friendly terms with Steve Brown, and Steve came in and agreed to do the interview, and he had just released what I felt at the time was probably the album of the year with that new Tokyo Motor Fist record. And if you like melodic hard rock, a superb record. And we had already interviewed Greg Smith, who plays in Tokyo Motor Fist, plays bass for those guys, among others. I mean, Greg plays with a lot of different artists. And so having both of those guys in where we could talk about Tokyo Motor Fist and then talk about other projects that they were working on. And Steve has done so much. And he's written a lot of songs, right? And produced a lot of songs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I saw Tokyo Motor Fist when they opened up for Ace Frehley not too long ago here, and it was fucking amazing.
The songs are fantastic.
Oh, they're great. They are great. Oh, man. He's such an amazing player.
Great
Some happening
tone,
picks,
too.
T. Happening picks.
Yeah, dude.
They're popping. Those things are popping.
All right. Yeah, man. I got a new shirt.
Christopher Lifestyle says Greg's on tour with Nugent right now. I knew that was one of the gigs that he was in.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right on. Let's shift it around. How about that? Right on.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. Put that back there. All right. All set with that, and I got to mail picks to Christopher Livesour.
Yep.
Yep. He was the winner. So, do you have any more questions, spare ones left? Didn't you say you had a couple tiebreakers?
He had the tiebreaker, but I don't know if he had other questions. I think Tommy had a question.
Didn't you say you had a couple tiebreakers, though?
I got a couple of other questions if I need them. Yeah.
I didn't know if you wanted to.
Maybe you'll save them for another one, for another trivia.
I'll tell you what I'd like to do.
You can save them if you want.
Well, I think, I don't know if it was Sandra who came up with this idea, or if it was just Sandra talking about she didn't have enough questions made up because she wasn't aware that we were asking for this. But it'd be really cool if we could do a 2 out of 3, a best 2 out of 3. But it requires what I'm saying is I really love doing that part of the show. It's a great part of the show. I'd like to figure out a way to maybe make it a little longer, if it's possible, maybe with a little more content to that segment.
So you're wanting to write the questions. That's what you're saying.
No,
right?
I enjoy doing it, and no. But I have some.
Isn't that what he just said?
Guys,
He's going to write more
I
questions.
had fun writing some questions, but that's Sandra's
That's
thing.
the-
Okay, it is Sandra's thing. So
there can never be too many questions. So they
that's
can
what I'm
always,
saying. That's what I'm saying.
There's enough in the put them in the fishbowl. Be good.
Yeah. But yeah,
Cool.
That was a good game. Those were good
one
questions.
of the greatest, best things we do. I enjoy
That
that.
was.
Those were
tough.
good questions. Good
They were
questions.
tough, man.
Yeah, they were good questions. We mix the questions up. Sandra does. I have no knowledge of those, and they're always fun. Some weeks she purposely makes them really hard. Some weeks she purposely makes them where it's a horse race.
That's right.
So
That's right.
Yeah, we did.
Always fun though.
And it's kind of cool when. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off, Brandon.
Oh no! I was just gonna say we've had one 10 for 10. You know, where a
Yes.
guy got all 10, but that's
That
it.
would be Dave.
Right.
Dave Z, I believe.
Dave Z.
Mhm.
Yeah, Dave Z, man.
Yeah, very cool.
What were you gonna say,
I like
Charles?
it when she makes them not so hard, and that way it's a high scoring game between the two, and then it's it's just you get more scores. It's nicer that way.
We've had a lot of ties though. We have.
So
Yeah.
this is getting fun though because like we're on episode 106 of Show Me Your Pick tonight with Tye here. But I envisioned looking back on this new trivia and looking at my record and thinking I'm 101-3 with 2 ties.
2 and 2 and 2, right?
But it ain't looking good so far.
Yep.
I think I played once, and I played with Holly. By the way, I had so much fun playing with Holly. You rock, Holly. I think I won, but I barely won.
I played once too, and I lost. I think I got 7 and still lost. So
you scored high.
Times I lost, I got whooped.
Yeah, but you lock up sometimes. It's questions. You're like, what's that band? And it's just then it's too late.
Yeah, like
you don't have that much time. You really don't.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, but no, it's fun.
Oh, I had to step away for the for a minute when you said who the other Ronnie James Dio and who else sang for Black Sabbath.
There was Ian Gillan.
Okay, Ian Gillan.
Ronnie Dio, Ian Gillan, Martin, another Gillan.
Okay.
Ray Gillan.
And and let's not forget Glenn
who was
Hughes.
in Badlands. Ray Gillan.
Yeah. Ray Gillan from Badlands. Thank you. And then Glenn Hughes.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's tough because everybody's like, "Oh, Ronnie James Dio," and
original members from Deep Purple.
Yeah.
In the early 70s were actually ended up becoming lead singers in Sabbath in the 80s. That's how hard up they were to replace Ozzy.
That's tough.
You can't replace Ozzy.
No, you can't.
You can't do it. I really enjoyed seeing Black Sabbath with Ronnie Dio.
Yeah, it was good.
It was really cool. Children of the Grave was the best song they did. It was wonderful.
That was probably another close one. Like my AC/DC analogy.
He was on his way out for a lot of reasons.
Yeah. But and his solo project, Blizzard of Oz was one of the first rock records I bought. And it was amazing.
Sure.
With Randy Rhoads, holy
time,
crap!
It was so huge in the early 80s.
Oh, it was huge.
Blizzard and Diary, man, they rocked. So
yeah,
crazy.
Fantastic records.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
God, you guys have thoroughly enjoyed being on the show with Tye tonight. Tye.
Yeah, me too. Time flew, man.
Dude, thank you.
We're over 2.5 hours.
Well, thank you all. Yeah. Thank you for the thank you for the invite. Now this is fun, and I love what you guys do. I love what Tony's doing on YouTube and how he's building this channel with you all. I mean, you guys have something really good here.
You know what I like about Tony, you guys? I say it every once in a while. I'll say it again right now.
Just one thing?
What you're looking at and you're seeing, the guy you guys are seeing, that's Tony. That's Tony. Right there.
That's our TK.
I have so
Thank
much
you,
fun
Charles.
when I go out with this guy. We don't get into trouble, but it's an adventure every flipping time.
We keep seeing, we
Oh,
keep
yeah.
wanting you guys to get in trouble, like in the, in the
I
line
told him
when
he's
they're
gonna have to
frisking you
bail
and
me
stuff.
out sometime, but it'll be okay. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
Charles is almost the same in real life, but his voice is actually like, "Yo, you owe me a lot of money." And he's a loan shark, you know. Nothing about fools. He's actually a loan shark. No, I'm only kidding.
No, really though, you look at people on screen.
You
You
see her in a
know,
little
I mean,
box. Yeah.
I'm 5'9", I think. The doctor says now. I used to be 5'11" or 6 foot, but you know, you really can't gauge people's height, and you don't normally talk about how much you weigh or how tall you are on. But when I met Charles,
Yeah. Same.
yeah,
I was like, wow, Charles is tall.
He had to be, man. He kicked some ass back in the
I
day.
know. I
Shrunk,
mean,
I've
I
shrunk.
I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, he worked security. I mean, it makes perfect
I
sense.
could
that
tell
man would
though
be
he was tall because he has very, very wide shoulders that slope slowly, meaning he has a big frame. Like the skeleton frame is big.
So as far as security goes, when you know the Red Sea's not exactly parting, but you know you walk up with that guy,
You're getting out of your
you're
way.
safe. You're safe. Yeah, dude.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
Awesome,
I
awesome.
can just imagine him in the 80s on the
I'll
West
tell you guys a
Coast
story
at the whiskey.
in the future of the time I had to face Tommy Lee up a flight of stairs and take my mag light out of his hand, and he almost punched me. I'll save that for another show. It's a good story. It's a really good story.
Cool.
Nice. So let me tell you guys something. This coming Wednesday, we have a show where we talk all things Van Halen over there. And you'll see a lot of these guys on the show. But our friend Michael Christopher, who we had on about 7 or 8 months ago, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He is he's releasing his book on audiobook, and we're going to have him on board the audiobook Van Halen, the Eruption and the Aftershock. And
Excellent. Cannot wait.
I would tell you something really cool about this audiobook, but I can't. But
there's my version of his audiobook right there.
Oh, nice.
I'll tell you guys backstage.
Tony was.
I had a little road trip. I had a little road trip recently, and I saw he had an audio. I saw
nice.
It. Yeah, I love the book. I love the book.
Love audiobooks.
And I was like, you know what? I'm going to listen to this.
They're the best for me because I can listen. I do a lot of driving.
Me too.
And I can't read when I'm driving. It's like texting and driving. It just doesn't work.
And they do say though that you get the same comprehension as if you're reading. So that's what I like because you still say you read a book.
Not necessarily, and I'll explain. You do get the same overall, but most people have voiceovers that's to do. It sounds like that person would sound, let's say, but Michael Christopher does his own voiceover.
Sometimes they do.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do, and some like a lot of nonfiction they do that, you know. But I mean, because the other ones, you know, the fiction, they're voice actors, you know. So
but
you can do multiple characters. But
when the author, you know, and he's a huge Van Halen fan, so when the author is telling you this story, and it's not some other voice, and you can tell the you know, I'm not a big fan of audiobooks. I'm a fan of holding the book and reading the book and putting it down and going to the fridge when I please, you know, but it does when it's not the same voice as the author, you know. I mean,
the narration is a huge part of it too, and if it's nonfiction read by the author, they're telling their story. They know how to tell their story because they wrote it. You know.
Are you a big fan of that already, Tye?
The audiobook or the book?
Just audiobooks in general.
I like them in the car, especially if I have quite a bit of windshield time. If there's not, I will usually go between an audiobook and some record. But yeah, I love it in the car.
Yep.
And I read the book when he released the book. I guess last fall that the book got released.
That sounds about right.
I read his book, and it's funny because I did not know that you guys had talked to him before on Halenville. And I'm watching a Halenville in replay, and I heard you guys say that you had interviewed him. And I sent John a text and said, I had no idea how long ago you do this. And
it was a good interview too.
It was a very good interview. I dug it up, and I was listening to you guys. I have a premium account, right? So I can just dial it up and listen to the audio in the background. And so I was listening to you guys in the car.
Wow,
interview
cool. Right
Michael
on.
Christopher. Yeah,
that was cool.
Right. Yeah, that was fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, Michael will be here Wednesday. And we get to catch up, and we get to hear about the audio book, you know, and he'll elaborate more on him doing the voice and how that came to be.
Very cool. Very cool.
Looking.
Also, we had Blair Fisher on just the other day. He's gonna write a book. What a book! I love that story.
Well, I was pretty excited to hear that.
We're so fortunate to have so much wonderful stuff. Just stuff that people are creating and writing, and just.
Well, especially about Van Halen, Charles, because we've been starving for it for a long time. You know, I mean,
it was interesting. I heard. I've made a funny answer. You know, it's not really funny when you think about it, but Pantera's reforming, and they're missing
sort of
two crucial members of that band. And I'm not laughing about it, but I had a little chuckle the other day as I was thinking about it. It's sort of the same quandary as we all have with Van Halen.
It's not.
You can't replace Eddie. You can't do it. It cannot be done. There's no combination of guitar players that we could bring in from the entire world and stick them all on a stage one at a time and have them play. No matter what way we do it, we can't have him back. It sucks. And now Pantera's got the same problem.
You're not going to replace that.
I can't imagine. No. But musicians need to work. I mean, I know these guys want to get out and they want to make money. I get it.
They did say that Zakk Wylde and Charlie Benanti signed on, right? I think that's the foursome that they're going with.
Yeah. So they're going to create. They're going to play the music, and it's going to be well done.
We'll
have to ask Sandra's opinion on that when we see
it.
I was actually going to wait to bring this up until Sandra came back.
Right.
But anyway, she'll hear this and she'll prepare for it. So
let me mention this too. We have coming up. I don't want to. We mentioned it when we started it a couple of weeks ago, but we're running it through the entire month of July. A photo contest of your Van Halen style guitars. We're giving away a 56-inch leather EVH strap, the bigger size of the two.
It's on the 27th, I believe, right?
Is that 27th? That
that's also Keith Campbell's birthday, you guys.
Boing. So,
Yes, sir.
as I was going to, so we that night are going to have Keith as our special guest on the 27th. I'm letting the cat out of the bag
Good.
because he
That's
just
badass.
did.
You did it. You did it. I didn't do it. You did
Keith Campbell night on the 27th on his birthday.
Cool.
You rock, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, the biggest Van Halen fan I know. I'll put it like that.
Ditto. Right there.
Yeah. And that is, that's coming up the 27th. Michael Christopher. All right.
Here's a little teaser.
No, look at
Nice.
that. Yeah, man.
Nice.
Yeah. Neil Daly's building me a Hot for Teacher. He's getting there. He's getting there. It's going to actually be a thing here in the next couple of weeks or so.
Well, he sent me that today. He's been working on something for me for a while.
Excellent. Excellent.
Nice.
Cool.
Neil rocks. Neil rocks, man.
Yes,
Very
he does. Yes,
He
he does. I have something very interesting that I'll be able to talk about soon.
Nice.
Excellent.
Nice.
Excellent.
All of us will.
All of us will.
Neil's working on something for me too.
I can't wait to be able to have it and talk about it.
Yes,
You know?
is. So cool. So cool, Tye.
Yeah. Neil does great work. Let me So where is it at? Right there it is. Neil Daly's links are always in the description. If you want to build, you want to huddle up with Neil about your next build, links are always down below. Yeah. And if you want the cigar style
That is awesome.
Custom.
of your next build, that is the way to go.
Nice.
And Brendan's links are in the description. Get a hold of him. Yeah. Get you one of them.
Be happy to build one for you.
Yeah.
Those are great paint
They're
jobs.
so cool, Tye.
That's my
Yeah.
first. That was my first try at painting the cigar boxes, Tye. So I just, luckily with that it's very forgiving because it kind of looks like it's relict, But yeah, Tea Cake's got the base. That was a prototype, and I still have the one next to it with the PV headstock.
Yeah.
And the one next to that with the kill switch, Lenny Lou has, and actually the one all the way to the right, Dave Nesdall has. So
You're kidding.
No,
I did not know that.
I met when they had EVH Con last year.
Did you go to that?
I did, and I had a couple of guitars, and that was one of them. And I walk in, and that's the first time I met Dave in person, and he's like, I showed him. He's like, I gotta have that. I go, all right, well then we'll make that happen. So, it's hanging on. It was hanging on the wall last I saw.
Awesome.
So yeah, it was so cool. I was so happy for him to have that. It's just amazing, So yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Good stuff.
But they are all cool. That one's got a kill switch on it too.
That is
That
so
one,
Is it a
no,
Tessie
yeah.
switch?
It is a Tessie switch. Yes.
That is cool, man.
Yep.
Lenny Lou owns that one.
Yep. She does. She actually brought it with her too because she came to the EVH Con as well. I got to meet her and she brought that with her.
So Dave had one of my guitars that he was doing some work on, and he said, it would be great on this guitar if you let me put a kill switch on it. And I was like, well, tell me how you're going to do that. And he's like, well, I'm going to drill a hole here, and I'm going to fill a cavity here, and I'm going to route this out, and I'm going to pull this out. I'm like, you are to my very expensive. You're going to do. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, well, we can't do that, man, because I need this back for a gig. I'm going to play this on a gig. And he's like, I know Rob. We'll get it done before then. I was like, you're kidding. Next thing I know, I'm in a three-way call with Rob. I'm getting a Tessie switch sent to Dave. I'm buying it over the phone. And Nesdall got it in.
Excellent.
And
excellent.
yeah, got it in and got it to me and made it for the gig.
Yeah, I bought a bunch of stuff from Rob. I actually built a shovel guitar for John 5 and gave it to him, and it's got a kill switch in it.
This.
And it's got a kill switch in it. Yeah.
All right, B.
You got to show it to him.
Now I got to find the picture.
He's got to find the video and show him. Play the video for him.
Oh,
where's yours at, Brendan?
What?
Your shovel.
Which one?
Your
I got a couple.
one.
Oh, it's right behind me. Hang on 1 second while I look for this picture. Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, I can't wait to see this.
He gifted one to John 5, and then John 5 played it and posted it on Instagram.
I think John 5's a pretty cool guy, man. I mean, I think he's a pretty nice guy, and he appears to be.
John 5 is an amazing human being.
I've never met him.
I've met him twice.
Funny enough, he was Madonna's guitar player.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think of he's so accomplished. I never made that connection. I didn't realize it.
He is a very good session guitar player.
I don't know that there's anything he can't play.
I doubt it.
No, I mean his influence was Roy Clark, and
it's unbelievable.
The banjo, the everything. He plays everything.
Well, so I know Tony grew up watching Hee Haw. I mean, I grew up watching Hee Haw.
I did. I did too. So
those dudes could play.
Oh my God.
There's the picture, Tye, of me and John, and I gave him that guitar.
Where are you? Tell me the story behind that.
So that is there's a venue in Poughkeepsie called the Chance Theater.
Okay.
And a lot of people.
Yeah, it's famous.
So I mean, I've seen a lot of people there, and he always comes through when he's doing his solo stuff. So and about 3 years ago was the first time I saw him, and my sister-in-law bought us the meet and greet. Like I don't go to those a lot, but so when I knew I was going to do that, I built him a cigar box guitar, and this was 3 years ago, and I gave that to him. I brought it out. He thought he was just going to sign it and give it back to me. I go, no, man, it's yours. And I also had a Tessie switch in that. He's like, this is awesome. And I do have that video. But that was 3 years ago, and then so every time
was he just floored that you built him something?
Yeah. But I mean, other people give him gifts and stuff, but yeah, he was like, "That's for me." He was just so cool about it. He's like, "This is so awesome."
So that latest one, you gave it to him in the VIP line, and he posted it on Instagram before the show.
Yeah, I give it to him in the meet and greet, which is about 5:30, and the doors didn't open till 7. So I'm sitting in my car, and then I went back. Doors open, I get in there. I got right up front because I always do, because I wanted to get some pics and just be close. And the guy next to me goes, "Did you give John 5 a shovel?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "It's on Instagram. It's got like 26,000 views already. It was like an hour ago." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Are you kidding?" I'm like, "Wow." So then I was like, "Are you kidding me? Holy cow."
Show us that, bro.
So I'm trying to find the video now, because I do this every time. I just should have it linked, but
it's so cool.
Here's John 5.
Nelson, what's up, dude?
Good to see you, Nelson.
Nice to see you, man.
Okay. So he goes back into his trailer, and I'll pull this up. This is what you see.
I just got out of the meet and greet, and somebody gave me this shovel. So I gotta learn how to play this shovel.
It's not.
How amazing!
How cool is that?
That is so cool.
So Tony wanted me to show you this one. So I found the shovel in my mother-in-law's garage. I'm like, "Can I have that?" So I did a little VH striping, but it's the same thing, It's you have to play slide because the action, you can drive a car through the action,
Right.
So, but it's out of tune right now, but. But yeah, so
excellent, brother.
Just putting that through a little.
Oh my gosh, that is
super
so
fuzz.
awesome.
Yeah, so I've done a couple of shovel guitars now, but that John 5 thing, that for the rest of my life, I'll just be like, holy crap,
Weren't you doing a yellow bumblebee shovel not long ago?
I did one. It's hung up over there.
Okay.
So it's like it's kind of hung up. So I'll just point the camera up there. So it's up there on the wall.
Oh, okay.
So I got a bunch of stuff.
Nice.
That's cool, man.
So yeah, I've been keeping pretty busy with that stuff, but it's just.
I'm gonna grab some tea real quick. I'll be right back.
Love trying to create stuff. I'm not really that musical of a guy, but I'm learning. So.
We're all on a journey,
and
it's all that. The beautiful thing about it too is that all of our journeys are different, right? We're all on different journeys, and I can learn from you, and I can learn from Charles, and I can learn from Tony, and I can learn from Tom. I mean, that's the beautiful part of it.
That's right.
Yeah, and as long as our fingers move and we can do stuff, you'll play forever.
But here's the truth. This is the absolute truth. There are things that you can do on the guitar that I will never be able to do. And then there are sounds that Charles will make on the guitar that I will never be able to replicate. And that's the beautiful part of the instrument, right? That it can be individualized to each player to where it's unique. Right.
Agreed.
I mean,
it takes on the sound of what your hands actually do, and that's why it's unique to everybody, right?
I truly believe it. Even if you're trying to cop something, right? So, I cop almost everything I play. I cop, right? I'm copying somebody else's music, and
sure.
Yeah.
And I'm going to play the note as well as I can in the right order, but my phrasing will always be different.
That's
right.
The
way that my vibrato is going to be different. There's going to be some unique things in the way I play it. So even if you're playing someone else's music, it's true to you.
It's still yours.
That's the beautiful part.
That is exactly right. That's
well said. Right. Very well said.
Very cool, guys. Very cool.
Yep. So yeah, I tagged Rob in that video as like first Tessie switch in a shovel. I think so. So I did challenge John 5 to a shovel off, but he hasn't gotten back to me yet. So,
nice.
That's funny.
Yeah, and he stole
I've not heard anything that I don't think he can play. I mean,
it's amazing. He comes out and does part of the show where he plays. He's got this little 4-string mini Strat. I mean, little mini. It's like ukulele size. He'll play that. He'll play the banjo. He'll play whatever. That's very cool. And he's got some awesome guitars. And I love the melody at the end where he just does a mix up of a bunch of famous riffs. He'll play Rush. He'll play Van Halen. Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. It's like goes on for like at least 10 to 15 minutes. And it was this past show was cool because he's really good friends with Nikki Sixx, and so at the end of this show, he's like, all right, you got to do something for me. He goes, I'm gonna start this riff, and then you're gonna sing, and it ended up being "Home Sweet Home," Motley Crue, and so the whole crowd singing "Home Sweet Home," and he was videotaping it for. I don't know if he must have given that to Nikki or something, or those guys because they're pretty close. So it was a cool thing. But
that's great.
Yeah, and the chance is such a small enough venue. No matter where you are, you're gonna see a great show. So I love it when he comes through. Those
are the best kind of shows. Yeah, those are the best kind of venues too.
Yeah. Welcome back, T with the T.
Thank you.
TT.
Yeah. All right. More tea. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Not as sweet.
Not Rick,
Discover.
but definitely Morty.
No, I look down at the cap on my tea, and it's not the same color as it normally is.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I'm like, wait, something changed? And then I look at the label. I've been buying the same brand forever, and I look at the label, and it says slightly sweet tea.
Oh.
Same brand, but a new version. I'm like, huh.
Man.
But it is, yeah, not as sweet.
Yeah, I'm not from the South, but I guess that's sacrilegious if you don't get sweet tea. You know?
It is.
So you can be
Yeah.
shocked.
I couldn't do it.
What's shocking is being used to sweet tea and then crossing the border between Virginia and Pennsylvania, and then all of a sudden the world changes because tea changes.
Yeah.
When you order iced tea, there is nothing in it.
Nothing.
And some people add sugar, but like I drink mine literally like black tea that's been cooled down in ice with nothing in it. That's how I drink my tea all the time.
And when you're used to that, it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome.
Oh, it's so good that way.
And when I was in California, I was more used to non-sweetened tea, but now that I've been in the South all these years,
I don't
know.
know.
I have to have sugar in my tea.
I still don't know how people drink black coffee because I can't.
Really?
I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
get
really, really good.
My mom does it.
If it's really, really, really good, it's not bitter.
I don't know.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
It's the quality.
I guess. I guess I've just never had good enough coffee.
Yeah.
But it's like if you imagine the process of growing a plant delicately, but speed that up really close together, that's like extracting an espresso. That's why like they have all those competitions and stuff, which the competitions look kind of silly sometimes, but I really have a lot of respect for the people that do that because I've tried to do that and I have a decent espresso machine at home and mine is nothing like as orange and creamy as they get theirs. And like,
I think I'm just going to have to become a coffee snob when I retire just because I don't have time right now to try to do it.
I drink a lot of it and I drink it black.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah, Christopher said Kona coffee. Kona is my favorite blend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
I mean, like, I guess if you get the right one and you get used to it, then that's awesome. So,
and you're right. I mean, sweet tea. We're in the South. I mean, it's holy water down here.
Yeah.
Don't be passing the unsweetened tea around here.
No.
You got to ask for it and be real specific. I do not want sugar in my tea. And they'll be like, really? And they'll ask you why. But they'll give it to you.
So any sweetener, Tye, or just black? Nothing.
Black.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Black coffee. It's the biggest vice I have.
You drink it black because you drink a lot of it.
I do.
That's
it. I probably drink way too much of it.
That's true too, Charles.
I do the same thing.
I drink a cup, maybe 2 or 3 cups a day. So that's really, I guess, not a lot.
I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
But
I drink
it on the way to work in my car, and then I have a cup when I get to work, and then otherwise I can't because I'm in a clean room sometimes and in the labs and all that other stuff. It's just not allowed.
So you can't bring it
I take one large cup, but it's probably 24 ounces. Yeah. And so I take a large 24-ounce coffee with me every morning, and if I don't have that cup of coffee, my day is just not correct. It's weird how that defines your morning, but it's. I mean, seriously, my day will not be.
I've got to the point where I don't always go hot. Sometimes I'll mix a cold can, whatever Starbucks in the morning,
I will say
tea does stay.
I will say there was this one coffee that I got, box coffee, cold brew that you put in the fridge.
Sure,
I drank that black with nothing in it, and that was amazing.
Yeah, I have that right here.
Yeah.
So there's a cold brew, best cold brew I have found, or that I like the most. It comes in a bottle, comes in a plastic bottle. It's in the refrigerator section of your supermarket. I think you say it's Stoke, S-T-O-K.
Yeah, S-T-O-K.
Yeah. And I always buy the green label, which is the unsweetened black. That's the the money right there.
It's excellent.
That's
you
the
just keep it in the
Price
fridge
secret.
and it's good to go.
And it's hyper caffeinated.
Yeah.
That's good. That.
Yeah.
And if you're into ground coffee, there's a brand called Death Wish.
Yep,
that's what I use.
Which is
That's super.
It
that's
is
super
really
crazy.
amped up.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a little crazy.
I mean,
Or
I tried.
you can take it like me. I only take a shot of it, and I'm good.
Yeah. Well, if I need to kick up my caffeine right away, I'll eat a couple of chocolate covered espresso beans.
Oh no!
like
Listen
that.
to this.
Yeah.
I'll take
Nice.
it up one notch. I
But
have the beans with my grinder right next to a thing of organic cacao nibs.
Oh
So you
man.
don't have the creamy stuff that's gonna mess with your stomach as much, but the raw beans mixed with the cacao nibs is just such a pure taste of like the pure essence of cocoa with the pure essence of the coffee.
I bet that's
So good.
really good, Tommy.
Sounds
So
good.
good. But
That's
then you gotta
fantastic,
floss your whole teeth, you know. But
Nice.
Sounds good.
Nice.
All right. So one more time, Wednesday night, Michael Christopher right
Can't
here
wait. Can't
with
wait.
us.
cool.
Yeah. And also the following week. But in the meantime, get your photos in. A week and a half left. Okay.
Yep.
I've seen some really cool ones so far. Be creative, entertain us. We're going to show these live on the show that night, and we're going to pick us a winner
Nice.
with Keith Campbell here. Yeah.
Yes, we are.
And it's
Is
a Van, and you submit a photo of a Van Halen style guitar.
Yep.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just go on and check it out, Ty. These guys have been sending in some really cool stuff, man. Some
And
of them
you
have some
can send
beautiful
it.
EBH collections.
You can send it to the Show Me Your Pick fan page. You can send it to my Facebook page. Yeah, I've posted it in my community section up there. You can post it there in the comments if you'd like. I'll find it. I'll keep it. And it's going to be fun sorting all these out at once and then making a call on one. But like I say, be creative and entertain us in the picture. So,
Oh, that's a cool idea.
but I've seen a lot of pictures. I've seen a lot of cool Van Halen style guitars so far. Holy smokes, yeah.
Yeah.
And they are bringing it. But
Oh, that's great.
a week and a half left. We're going to have Keith Campbell on board on his birthday.
Very cool, Keith.
Um,
Very cool. Wait a minute. How old's Keith going to be? Keith, how old are you going to be, brother? Wait for him to type this.
I'm not guessing.
I honestly don't know. He told me once. I don't remember.
maybe I'll make the card and have
57.
bobblehead.
I want to know. There he is, 57. All right.
57.
Cool.
57.
Very
Right on.
cool. He was
Coming
skipped to
up.
57.
Right on, dude.
Not bad. Not bad. Cool.
Okay.
Nice.
This has been fun. Ty,
Yes.
thank you.
Pleasure, guys.
Thank you, man.
Always.
Real pleasure.
Much.
Always good to
This
see you
has
all.
been fun.
Yes.
All right.
Let us know when you're going to be in Charlotte.
Yeah, man.
Me and Tony are going to be there.
Yeah.
And, I can't wait. It's our Christmas present, bro.
And we got to see some shows together.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely.
Very
Maybe
cool.
maybe King's X at Amos's. Maybe that'll be the next one because that'll be before Steve I.
There you go.
It's funny, I'm a Charlotte guy, but you're more in tune with what's going on here. That's because I work 14 hours a day. All right, I have a good excuse.
There you go.
But that's awesome, dude. I can't wait. Absolutely.
Good deal.
Very cool.
All right, I'm done there. Sorry. But Ty, this has been super fun.
Thank you, Tony.
This has been absolute super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a
And
great
a pleasure
time. Thank
to
you.
see you as always.
Yes, thank you, and thank you everyone in the in the chat. So good to see you all. Keith and Dan and Papa Blue and Christopher. There's so many of you. Good to see you all again.
Yeah.
Best chat on YouTube, guys.
It is always good to see you, Tye, and thanks for being here. Look forward to seeing you again. Always a pleasure, sir.
Absolutely. For me as well.
All right. Everybody, thanks for hanging out tonight. Thanks for watching. For Tom and Brendan and Charles and Sandra and myself, thank you so much. Next Saturday night, show me your pick right here. Subscribe if you're not already. Thank you so much for that. And leave a thumbs up on the video. Have a great Sunday tomorrow. Hope to see you in the chat. Wednesday, Halenville Live with Michael Christopher, talking about his book being released on audiobook. Gonna be a fun night. Get to see Michael again. Yep.
Cool.
All right. We are gonna beat it out of town at that point. Tye, thank you again, sir.
You bet.
We're out of here.
Yes.
Thanks for hanging out, Tye.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
You too, man. And everyone out there.
Out. We're gone. All right. Thank
you.
you.
Hit the button. We gone.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Good night, Daddy.
I like turtles. I like
oh my
turtles.
God, who the hell
You're great.
cares?